Hello, everyone, and welcome back to – oh, wait, this isn't the Rocket Hour. This is Blinkers Off. I'm taking over for a few people that I thought would be here. Just us, though, right? It's myself, Ricky Pasternak, and then we have – I shouldn't say my co-host. We're like kind of go back and forth today. It's Aaron Halterman. Aaron, what a day we have on tap. Prep stakes, turf races, fillies, mares, boys, girls. We got everything going on. How excited are you for this Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, this is the most exciting one ever for me. No question about it. So I think this is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Light turnout so far, just you and I, but that's fine. We work very well together. And on a personal note, I've been on 4 shows this week. This is the first one I've actually been present on. So I can concentrate. I can have fun today. First day I've been able to really watch races and have a good time. So I'm excited. My favorite track, Oaklawn, we're going to cover that for 4 races, and then also Gulfstream, of course, for their 4. So big day.
Yeah, I'll just throw in the mix. You also have Oklahoma State somewhere going on.
Yes, I do.
I know you're going to be going back and forth. I might be popping my head right as well. We're going to get right into it. There are a few comments. Thank you, guys. First of all, I am hosting for the first time. It's not the first time I've ever hosted for the Racing Dudes, but like to this capacity, right? We have a major Saturday going on. Aaron and I are going to get right into it because they're 4 minutes, and it's the Razorback handicap, so we don't have any time to kind of BS. We're going to get right into it. For me, at least, I think this is a race where it's kind of dominated by 4 choices. I'll throw it to you first and kind of give me what you're looking forward to. We have 8.5 furlongs at the Razorback handicap, literally 4 minutes to go, folks. I think 4:21 post time. So get your picks in, listen to us real quick. Aaron, what are your quick thoughts? Again, we only have a few minutes before we get going here.
Well, first and foremost, they're still in the paddock, so we might have a little more time than what we thought. I was the same way. I flipped it on because I had Gulfstream on. I flipped it over here and thought, oh, God, they're going to be on the track. No, they're actually still in the paddock. So they'll probably run on top of each other. That's probably what will happen. But to get to my thoughts on the race, isn't it kind of all about Mystic Guide where you start? It's like, okay, is Mystic Guide going to be that horse that kind of progresses as a 4-year-old? We saw some good races as a 3-year-old for this horse. Of course, won the Jim Dandy, almost won the Jockey Club Gold Cup. So can he kind of take that step forward? He's 3-1 right now in the morning, or on the current odds as a 9-5 morning line favorite. He's my top choice here.
Yeah, real quick, before I get into it, I think Aaron, he's not wrong about talking about the paddock. If you guys have been watching before this point, you know it's absolutely drenched the entire. So that's really what it is. It's not a track issue. It's not a horse issue. I think they're just trying to get this track somewhat sealed, honestly. So that's what the issue is. Yeah, I guess we might actually be going to Gulfstream before we get to this race, or whatever. Real quick for me, I thought this was a race Owendale should win, but I thought Hunka Burning Love was interesting. Hunka Burning Love is one of those horses that travels, goes everywhere, and we love those types of horses. One of Aaron's favorite horses is Welder. One of my favorite horses is Hunka Burning Love, from the mere fact that he's just everywhere, and you like to see horses, and we get recognized to those types of horses. They are delayed quite a bit at Oaklawn. So for me, I'll dive into it, and then we might have to go to Gulfstream and switch it up. I thought this was a relatively paceless race. So that's kind of where I went here. I don't know if Hunka Burning Love is quite as talented as the rest of the group, but he should be on the lead. And I'm not really sure anyone's going to touch this horse going on. I think if we break down the horses into what we would consider winners, and then maybe off the board or trifecta horses, it's probably Silver Prospector, Owendale, and Mystic Guide in some form of that group of 4, right?
Yep.
But for me, I think all those horses outside of Hunka Burning Love kind of want to see some pace up front. And with this track, I think you'd be hard pressed to find it. So that's where I went. I went Hunka Burning Love. For you, are you concerned? We've seen some closers really, really close, but I think that was because of the fast fractions. I think if we see something modest, Hunka Burning Love is going to be tough to beat. What did you think about that aspect as I talk about it live?
Isn't there like a little bit of a comparison you can make here and then go on to the Southwest later, where it does look like Hunka Burning Love is Lone Speed, and then Jackie's Warrior certainly looks like Lone Speed. I think we can kind of take something from this, because I think you're right. If Hunka Burning Love is out 2-3 lengths ahead and can hold on, it could bode well for later with Jackie's Warrior. I don't hate your point at all, and I don't hate the pick of Hunka Burning Love. You'll never hear me say that, because Hunka love that horse. This horse runs everywhere, runs in my little shitty tracks, so and runs well. So yeah, I'm with you. You know, one horse, my dad and I were talking right before I got off air. What about Rated R Superstar? You know, that's a hard knocking horse. He shows up a lot of different places. Danny Caldwell claims the horse last time out, now throws him in here. Caldwell won a big race here at Oaklawn with a recent claim before with Domain's Wrap, and we kind of thought Rated R Superstar reminds me of a little bit of Domain's Wrap. So if you're looking for that longer price, and I totally agree, it seems like to me the 147 are the logical choices. But Rated R Superstar at 16-1, that's not a bad horse for underneath, especially.
Yeah, to be honest, I think if you could locate the second price. Sorry for the sun that's coming in the angle. Not bothering.
I thought it was just you glowing. It's not you.
It might be. I am glowing, but it's not really me. It's the sun. So I apologize for that. I think if you can locate the second horse that's going to be sitting off Hunka Burning Love, I think that would be the way to go in terms of price. I don't want a closer in here. I really, really don't. Rated R Superstar is interesting though, because yeah, he does have a ton of Oaklawn experience, some wet dirt form as well, 2 for 12. You know, that's kind of crazy to have 12 starts on a wet track. That's unbelievable in itself. I just think these horses are a touch better. That's just the way I'm feeling about it. But if Ramon Vasquez, or the connections decide to get a little aggressive early on, I think that's one to consider. Mm-hmm. I should say programming note. Gulfstream's already on the track. They are already out there. So we're going to stop this Oaklawn stuff. I didn't mean to throw Aaron off target a little bit, but they're not even close at Oaklawn. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go right to Gulfstream. Someone chime in. Notes wise, it's kind of hard. I'm doing a lot of things at once, so Aaron will help me with some of the comments as well. Yeah, we can get through it to a couple comments. Love the enthusiasm. Yeah, I'm 24 years old. I have a lot of energy, and we're going to be here for a while. Someone talked about Art of Almost at 24-1. We have a long ways to go with that one. Yeah, I'm bringing the energy. I've said it all week. If you don't come on here with energy, I don't know what you're doing. Someone said race 13 Gulfstream. Yeah, we have a long ways to get to that. We see Magic's kind of in and out. He might be popping in. He's got a ton of recaps to do. So Aaron and I are going to kind of move along to Gulfstream because, again, they're on the track. They're 6 minutes, and they're actually 6 minutes. Aaron, I'm going to throw it to you. We talked about this race. I'm just taking a look at the odds. I am shocked God Stormy is actually 8-5. She's kind of drifted up. Real quick, got Stormy 8-5, Zafel, or I think it's Zafel. Some say it's Zafeli. Who knows? 7-2 morning line down to 8-5. Jakarta 15-1 morning line down to 8-1, and then we were talking about Art of Almost 17-1, drifting up a little bit. I don't know. I almost feel like this might be a win bet for Got Stormy. This seems like it's too good to be true. Am I wrong?
Well, I didn't put Got Stormy on top, so it is hard for me to promote that. But at the same time, I understand what you're saying. The horse is much better value than what you thought it would be, right? I mean, you definitely looked at this. Well, I'm not saying you in general, not you specifically, just in general. You're looking at this and you're going, 8-5? Really? I thought this was to be 4-5. So I get it. I mean, if you liked her on top, yeah, I definitely think this is a horse that you could bet at 8-5. But she obviously is the class of the field. Yeah, Zafeli just, or Zafel, however you want to say it, just getting pounded. We kind of knew it, right? You just saw too many people on this horse, including myself. So not shocked. As we sit here, 4 minutes to post, What about the 4 at 5-1? I think that's the logical alternative to these top two. I think this horse is going to come running late. I wouldn't be shocked if this horse at least gets up and gets a piece of it. If not, pulls a big upset. So, yeah, I mean, I think it does come down to the 2 or the 6, but I am going to throw the 4 in there as well.
Yeah, we just kind of saw Say Off, so I guess maybe the 4 is the trend, right? And that's Richetta. I think I'm saying that properly. Again,
yeah,
yeah, I'm not really sure. I think it's Richetta. I apologize if it's not. We know how I feel about races at Saratoga on the turf, so you don't have to get me involved with that one. I could do it. I'm going back and forth with some of my notes. I didn't even have Richetta, but I think that's one of the races that are just completely wide open. We actually have a comment in here. So someone said they're getting on the track at Oaklawn. We can't catch a break. The minute we switch over, all right. So I literally have all 3 tracks pulled up, including Santa Anita, because I'm working on that as well. Folks, real quick at Oaklawn, they're probably going to go right to the gate in most of these races. So try to bear with us. We literally are trying our best. We'll probably veer away from Oaklawn after this race because there's no stakes races. We might touch on it, but it will go right from the Razorback probably to Southwest, most likely to Oaklawn. So this should be the last back and forth we have. This is like crazy. Usually when we're doing the Rocket Hour, just me and you, it's like, all right, we have a race, we have the scratches, we move on. Now we're all over the place. It's really nice that the tracks and the weather really tested me in my first time hosting. Aaron, your guess is as good as mine as to which race is going to go off first, because Oaklawn, it looks like they're walking to the gate or getting ready, and Gulfstream, they look like they're at the same point. So I'll throw it to you. Is there a horse in either race that you want to talk about? We obviously have 2. We have the Honey Fox, Grade 3. The 11th race at Gulfstream. And then we have Oaklawn that's probably going to go off right at the same time. It's the Razorback. Is there anything you wanted to touch on? Because again, we're like smack in the middle here between 2.
My guess is they're going to go off at the same time. I watch both these tracks religiously, and they kind of are at that point where it's about 2-3 minutes to the race. So, I'm really interested in Mystic Guy. Now the horse has dropped to 2-1, so the price is getting hurt a little bit, but I am very interested to see how he comes back. To me, I look at this and I go, okay, we do know what Hunk of Burning Love is. We do know what Owendale is. And Owendale certainly can win here. Don't get me wrong, but we know what he is. With Silver Prospector and Mystic Guide, it's 2 horses starting off the 4-year-old season. Can they take a step up and progress and maybe be better than an Owendale and maybe compete in bigger spots than this? That's why I'm excited to watch this one. Listen, I'm going to take a shot with Mystic Guide. I just thought that this horse looked pretty darn good towards the end of that year last year. Listen, I had Silver Prospector second, so I think it's going to be one of those 2. Obviously you got to kind of play Owendale always as a defensive use, so he's right in there. But let's face it, if Owendale wins, we know these horses aren't great, right?
Yeah, I'm not an Owendale fan to begin with, and I'm not going to get into any negative thoughts on how much money I've lost from Owendale, because that's another story for another time. Let's talk about betting notes real quick. This is the beginning of the late pick 5 at Oaklawn. Oaklawn, if you're a pick 6 player, Oaklawn is not your track because they don't have one. They never will, never have. So that's not your track. If you like turf racing, it's also not your track. But if you like sloppy tracks, off tracks, muddy tracks, sloppy tracks, then this is your type of place today, because you can definitely get some prices. I think we just saw 30-1 just get home. I want to say 30 minutes ago, but it feels like it was forever ago with the delay. They're getting into the gate at Oaklawn. So we'll go there. I'm going to go with Hunk of Burning Love on top. You are going with?
Yeah, I'm going to go Mystic Guide. I think I'm just going to play this horse to win and then play him in an exacta with Silver Prospector here.
Yeah, so I'll do my best. I'll do my best to try to. Are we on the same page? Are we watching?
Yep.
I want to make sure. Okay, so
I've got one on. They've got 1 horse to go. So I think, are you there?
Yeah, I actually, I don't want to do any advertising, but on TVG, like in the upper right, you can bring like multiple video players down.
Yeah.
So I think we're on the same page. So they just broke out of the gate at Oaklawn, and there goes the Burning Love.
Yep, your boy's going out there. Now, the problem is, I think he's going to clear. But Long Range Body, of course, we didn't mention, and then Mystic Guide are kind of right there with him.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a nice job by Mystic Guy just to get, they're all kind of pressuring each other. So this is a little interesting. We talked about who's going to be second pace wise. It looks like Silver Prospector is going to show some. Mystic Guide was 4 or 5 wide.
Yeah.
Sure if that's where you want to be necessarily in this type of race as they get into the gate at Gulfstream. Oh, this is great. Hunk of Burning Love is still on top. Looks pretty strong. And then here comes Long Range Toddy going to try to make a move about half length away. I think that's a smart move by Long Range Toddy. Try to block off Mystic Guide.
Mystic Guide really wide. He's traveling well, but he's wide.
Yeah.
Ricardo's saving all the ground with Silver Prospector on the rail. Here comes Owendale up the rail as well. This is going to get interesting now because your horse is still cruising.
Yeah, Hunk of Burning Love still going strong. Silver Prospector doesn't really have any excuses. He's starting to make a move, but Hunk of Burning Love starting to get hit. It does feel like Mystic Guide is still tracking very, very strong.
Will have anything.
This is the perfect ride for Silver Prospector as he gets the go-ahead. And they're off at Gulfstream. We're going to get to that into this.
This guy looks really good.
Yeah, I think Mystic Guy kind of showed how much better he is than the rest of this group.
Yeah, that's a great start. Great start for the campaign of Mystic Guy. Great start for our show to point that one home. Looks like Owendale is going to get up for third. Silver Prospector looks like second. Mystic Guy won by about 6. Wow, that was a really good performance.
Right, now I'm going to cut you off because Gulfstream's away into the first turn, and here it goes Jakarta. We kind of knew Jakarta would be the speed. We saw Jakarta, I think, at 9-1 going off at 12-1 now, so I guess that she floated up a little bit. And then you have Got Stormy just tracking there. Got Stormy ended up going off at even money, which I think was to be expected. I almost jumped out of my seat when I saw 8-5. Again, thank you, Gulfstream, for actually giving us 2 minutes to post, and then they're walking to the gate, not 2 minutes to post, and I can make a sandwich. Jakarta just cruising along, first quarter 24-1, and then the half is 48-3, 48.76. Jakarta really has everything she wants. Got Stormy might just be good enough. This is perfect for Got Stormy.
For the 6, though. The 6 is really moving.
Yeah, here comes the 6, and that's Zafel, or Zafeli, we're not sure. Got Stormy still tracking well.
Yep.
Jakarta already ran a winning race as far as I'm concerned.
She's still flattening a bit.
She's still strong. And here comes Got Stormy.
The class may get there.
And Got Stormy able to get the job done. We've seen enough Gulfstream races where unfortunately I can call it a lot earlier than I should be. It looked like Zafel was able to grab second and Jakarta for third.
I feel Glorious got up for third, Ricky. I don't know. That's close. I think the 7 may have got third.
Well, then we just hit the Superfecta on the Rockets. We had 2-6-8-7. So we might have almost hit it cold. We're not sure. Don't quote us on that.
Well, the guy hits the trifecta as well, so that is very good. That was a great race. I mean, we couldn't have kicked off this any better with a powerhouse performance from Mystic Guide, and then what we just saw right there. That was a great horse race. I believe, hold on, they're showing the replay. I believe the 7 got up there for third in the last
Got Stormy won. Mm-hmm. I believe Feel Glorious did grab third. So unfortunately, we didn't hit it cold. Yes, there's Magic. Magic is from the clouds. It just says Magic's computer on the back end. But Magic's watching. He's got race recaps. He probably already has this race recapped already, even though they haven't even posted prices. That's how good he is. We weren't able to hit it cold. Did you have Feel Glorious in there in the mix?
Yes, I had Feel Glorious. So the trifecta for the guide cashes, and of course, premium products cashes. Probably won't pay a lot, but it's still a cash. I was high on Zofeli, but I can't sit here and say I'm really disappointed with that effort. It was strong, and I think we all kind of thought, well, Got Stormy's got to be the defensive use there. So you don't get a price, and I get that's kind of disappointing, but you got a hell of a horse race, and that's that, Sometimes horse races can be good on 2 levels. You get Mystic Guide who wins by 6, and you're like, holy shit. He's good after tracking like 5 wide the whole race. And then you get a race like this where you got like the classy Got Stormy. Zofeli is becoming a very classy horse as well, and they're all separated by a head. What a start to the live stream, right? I mean, that was fun.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I mean, almost too much energy. Not too. I shouldn't say too much energy. Too much for me going on in my my debut here. I'm going back and forth. I'm calling races in the middle. I feel like I'm at one of the simulcast locations. Like as soon as the race turns off, they turn another volume on, and you're all over. Yeah, we'll break them down real quick. We'll go to Oaklawn, and then we're probably just gonna head to Gulfstream and stay there until we get back to the Southwest. I don't know. I like Mystic Guide, but I'm not sure what he beat. So I have a couple of questions, and I'll throw them to you. You might have a stronger opinion. Sloppy track, how much did that play a part? I think the fractions were reasonable, so I don't think Mystic Guide closed in to anything crazy, but I think having to go 3 or 4 wide might be the overwhelming or overarching theme in that race and the Razorback. Or I'll throw it to you on this final note. Maybe he's just going to be better as an older horse. That's also possible. Maybe Mystic Guide is not the best 3-year-old. Maybe he's going to be a better 4, 5, 6-year-old, however long he runs. Knock on wood, he comes back safe, healthy, all that good stuff. So I'll throw it to you. What is your initial thoughts? We just watched the Razorback in the slop, which is being generous. What is your initial thought?
Well, first of all, I'm very excited that we got a winner and we gave away the exacta there. People are chiming in, excited that you guys had it. Yeah, listen, I thought he was really good, actually. Now, the slop is obviously questionable, right? You never really know. But the 7 winning that race and doing it so easy and doing it 3-4 wide, I thought that was really good. So, yeah, I liked Mystic Guide a lot. And then Silver Prospector, perfect trick, but still couldn't get the job done. Kind of shows me where he's at. He did beat Owendale, at least, but yeah.
Aaron, before we get to Gulfstream, we have a special guest that I think is ready to come on, but I'm going to let you do the honors, and I'm going to let you introduce him.
Okay, so my dad is joining the show. Papa Dude, he's got his nickname. Maybe, I don't know if he knows really how to place the camera. Put the camera a little further away. There you go. Perfect.
All right, we're going to bring him on now. Aaron, before you do, we'll bring him on, and then you give us our introduction and some of the great articles that have been on the website as well.
Yeah, there he is. What's up? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. It sounds kind of iffy, but my problem.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm surprised.
It's me. It's me.
I'm very surprised you were able to figure it out. So,
well, you think you are? I'm very shocked.
Well, I'll teach you how to do this next time I see you, so you'll know how a little better. So,
actually, my wife, Sandy's the one that did it.
Okay, good deal, good deal. So you're the Oaklawn guy. Tell us a little bit about what you thought about the Razorback.
Well, I got it right. That's the main thing. And I'm not an Owendale fan. I never have been because I've bet him before and I lose every time. So I got that one right. And anytime I get one at Oaklawn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's funny. We don't care. We do care about prices. That's important. But at the same time, our job is to get winners in the right order. And unfortunately, the prices are what they are. Aaron and I talk about it all the time. If we can get every race right, the prices will eventually go our way. Mystic Guide ran a fantastic race. How impressed were you with Mystic Guide and the way how many points he won?
Well, I was very impressive when he won by that length for sure. I mean, those were some decent horses. Silver Prospector's a very good horse, and Owendale is too. So to win by that is pretty impressive. But I don't care about prices. I just try to pick winner.
Yeah, exactly. If we went 100, if we went for 100 for 100, I think we'd be the best handicapping site in the history of handicapping sites. So we would take 100 for 100. There have been a few articles that you've written lately. I've never been to Oaklawn, and I talked to Aaron about it, not this week, but maybe last week or a couple weeks ago, just how heartwarming it was to read your articles, and you can't really get an appreciation for a track without being there. And some of those things, even as I'm a 24-year-old, some of those things just hit home for me. Kind of maybe walk the audience or walk me through even what you were feeling when you wrote the articles, and how excited are you to get back to the track, whether it's Oaklawn, Saratoga, whatever track you think. Tell us how excited you are to finally get back in the seats with the people.
Well, other than you guys, I'm a little bit different from you guys because I'm more fan, than you guys are. You're into a lot more than I am, but I do love it. And I follow certain tracks religiously, but I don't follow all of them like you guys do. Oaklawn, you've got to get there. You simply have got to go to Oaklawn someday. You won't believe. Well, you've been to Saratoga.
Yes.
Have you been there?
More times than I can
I've
count.
not been to Saratoga. I've not been to Saratoga, but Aaron has. And so, he tells me how great Saratoga is. And Oaklawn's very similar to Saratoga. It is a racetrack. It's a racetrack. It has a casino, but nobody cares. And, most tracks, the casino's the main attraction at most tracks. Oaklawn will have had that been open today and the weather, as we can see, is horrible, there'd be 25,000 people there. There's no doubt in my mind there would be. And, it's just amazing how many people go. But it's a destination. You go down for the weekend and you have a good time. And then the racing's always great. And the fans there are so knowledgeable. They just know horse racing. Yeah. They really do. And, people have been going there for years and years and years. That's just it. You don't just go once and you say, well, that's the last time I'm going. You mark it on your calendar way ahead of time when you're going to go the next year. I mean, it's just something you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick, I'll just add into that just real quick, Ricky. You know this from Saratoga. Let's say you go out to eat the night after a race at Saratoga. They're not talking about who won the stakes race. They're talking about the horse in the third race, trained by Ron Moquette, who got second at 20-1, and how can we get him next time? And, they're very detailed. They know every horse in those barns in the backside. It's not just the stars. And that is what separates Saratoga. I do want to answer this for my dad. He's getting back on the track or to the track with me opening day at Will Rogers. We're going. You're calling in sick.
What day is that again? Now, that's one track I don't look at the opening date. So when is that again?
I believe it's March 15th.
March 5th?
15th. 15th.
Okay, that's 2 weeks from Monday.
Right. So you're calling in sick.
Yes. Okay, if that's what you want me to do, I will. And maybe we need to do a live feed from Will Rogers. Me, you, the trainers, the jockeys, because there will be nobody else there. You can't even get a sandwich down there. No, you want a cold drink, you better find a vending machine. There's nothing there.
It sounds
like running in a pasture. It's like they just made an oval. Put some dirt in it and said, hey, let's go run. That's a place you don't really listen. That's not a hot spot you want to go to. Don't put that on your don't put that on your bucket list.
I think I think you guys are going to have to supply your own food and drink. Maybe Heather can pack lunch boxes or something like that so you guys are prepared.
Well, I'm not sure Heather would do that. I think Sandy might.
Maybe Sandy can do that. Heather's not going to pack us lunch. Heather will give us some.
Hey, I got a quick story. Hey, I know you guys are busy, but the first time I took Sandy to a racetrack, I took. Well, first of all, you have to know Sandy. But anyway, I took her to Will Rogers, and I don't think she was real impressed with horse racing. But you know what? Aaron and I have a good time down there. Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Oh, so I think I've never been to Will Rogers, but I'm guessing it's one of those places that you're not going to travel to.
Do you know who Will Rogers is?
I don't. I have no idea who Will Rogers is. I don't.
Oh, come on. You don't know who Will Rogers is? God, that's unbelievable.
Listen, he didn't even know who Ricky
So
Bond.
You live in L.A., right?
No, I live in New Jersey, so I'm not.
Hey, I'm just giving you some. I'm just giving you some crap. I don't even know who I'm talking to. Who are you anyway?
So I'm Ricky. You know what? Aaron and I do the rocket.
Oh, I thought you were magic. I'm sorry, Ricky. I thought you were magic. I'm really sorry.
No, it's a Magic. I think Magic. If he's listening, maybe he could pop on so we could all be together. Magic's doing race recaps from.
I'm really sorry. Hey, Ricky, I'm really sorry. I read your stuff and I think you're great, but I'm really sorry. I didn't even know who you were.
No, there's no reason to be
Hey,
sorry.
when
This is a family
when
show.
you're a well-known author, you don't worry about who you're talking to. You know.
Yeah, I think well known to be put in parentheses. Magic said no thanks. Magic's really busy right now. We have so much to get to here. It was so nice for you to hop on, and
Thanks. Are you throwing me off?
No, I'd love if you're ready to talk Gulfstream. You could stay on for the next hour and a half if you want.
I tell you what, I can spell Gulfstream, but I don't really. I mean, I can sit there and watch it with you. Probably get as many rides as you can, don't you think?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, if he sat here and watched Gulfstream, it'd be the first Gulfstream race he's seen in 3 years, probably.
No, I watched the Pegasus.
Okay.
Isn't it there?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So it's like one a month. So this is I think the Pegasus was like exactly 33 days ago. So if you watch today, you'll be like one a month, and then you can come back at the end of March, watch the Florida Derby. So
okay. Well, maybe if I join the team, permanently, I'm going to have to start doing this kind of stuff, right?
You're probably going to have to know that it's Fountain of Youth Day. Yes, that's probably.
Yeah. Well, listen, I will do that. I will become as dedicated as you guys. Believe me.
Here's what's funny about you: if you started watching Gulfstream, you'd start to like it.
I'm sure I would.
It's fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gulfstream's definitely it's great. You know what the great thing about Gulfstream is? They're always running. So if that's all you followed, you could pretty much start to know the horses. They run 5 days a week, except for October.
So they run all year long. You're saying? Yeah,
they're Wednesdays through or maybe Thursdays through Sundays all year long. The wet, rain, shine. Yeah. So I always recommend if you want to really get into one circuit, it is that one because they're always running.
Right. Do they have different
horses? Now they do. They'll go back to like Saratoga and Belmont.
So what happens is the good horses are there, and then once it gets a little warmer, they'll go over to New York, and then they'll run like the regular Florida horses.
I got it,
so to speak. Yeah.
Okay.
Furlong's Fury said, "Papa Dude, lock that shit up. Guest of the week. How about that?"
Well, I have no idea what that means, but that's okay.
Because you don't listen to the podcast.
Do I have to learn this language and crap too? But, I got a long way to go. Yeah.
No.
By the way, Aaron, you better come through on this job because I don't want to put any pressure on you.
My dad's retiring from coaching. That's what he's saying. So
no, I'm retired. I'm hanging it up from the teaching part too. But I will tell Ricky who Will Rogers is one of these days.
Okay, maybe when he comes down.
Is it basketball? Are we coaching basketball?
No. Yes.
Well,
I hung it up after a thrilling ball game Thursday night.
I heard you guys had like 10 points after 3 quarters or something like that.
No, it's at the half.
Okay.
At the half.
Yeah, we got into double figures right before the end of the half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron knows this. I worked with Jim Boeheim for 4 years. So
he was telling me about that. We
could definitely have a true Aaron actually asked me, I think a couple weeks ago, what's your favorite sport outside of horse racing? The first thing I said was baseball and college basketball. I love college basketball. We talk Oklahoma Sooners all the time, Syracuse for me. So we definitely have a nice basketball conversation as well. All things sports. So maybe you can give me a few pointers when I want to coach a team one day.
Okay.
So I could always use some advice.
I think you learned from one of the best. Boeheim's, you can't really beat him.
Yeah, he definitely.
I'd like to ask some questions someday about him because he sounds like an interesting or acts like an interesting person.
Yeah, we're gonna leave some of the more descriptive details out. Maybe when we have a nice one-on-one conversation one day at Oaklawn, or maybe even Will Rogers, we can get into it.
Listen, if Aaron and I go to Will Rogers, will you come on live with us if we do a live feed down there?
Oh yeah, if you guys, whenever it is, if you guys can get Will, Aaron obviously knows how to do the technology. I'll be more than happy to set it up, and we can do Will Rogers. I'm not sure how many people are going to pay attention, but we're going to do it anyway. and we're going to try to give out some winners.
All right.
All right.
Let's get to some. We have 15 minutes to Gulfstream. So
I know you guys got to go get your stuff going on. So
here's let's do this. Come back 10 minutes before 15 minutes before the Southwest.
Well, I will. I've got a celebration of my retirement coming up. I've got to leave at 5. But I realize my Saturdays, once I join this team, are going to be taken. So I'm going to take advantage of all these Saturdays while I can. I will come back on if I know how, if I can figure out how, when the 9th race is over with. Okay.
Okay, that works. That's fine.
I will give you my prediction.
That's fine. That'll work.
Sounds like
right. Hey, this was a hoot. I'll see you guys later. Okay.
All right. See ya.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
That was one of the best things of all time. I really wanted to bring Mike Somich on a little bit earlier. Mike, I'm going to give you the floor now. That was great. Full introduction. This is a true family show. So, Mike, if you want to bring the kids on, you want to do anything, everyone's invited today. I guess this is a youngster type of thing. Yes, there are some great comments. I love that. And Heather says no pack lunch. So it looks like you'll be eating from a vending machine. We do want to bring on Mike Somich, and we're going to do that right now. As long as he gives me the thumbs up, we will do that. He is ready to go. I can tell he's ready to go. We're going to bring him on now. There he is. Mike, real quick, initial thoughts of that conversation or what you were able to catch of it.
I mean, we could go deep on a Jim Boeheim pod. I've talked to Jim Boeheim multiple times. My dad was the head of alumni at Syracuse for 10 years. And I almost went to Newhouse. So I could go deep. I've had dinner with Jim Boeheim. So we could go deep in the Jim Boeheim backpack if we need to.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We might have to have a live stream mixed in with college basketball. Maybe if we get, we could do like
we just do a DGen night during the tournament.
That
and just just come on, play a late night track and bet some late night college hoops.
It sounds like Sam Houston might be on the docket one of these Saturdays. We do only have 12 minutes to go, so real quick, Mike, you haven't come on yet, so I'm going to throw it to you. If I'm kind of putting you off guard. We have 3 to 5 VQuist. I know you talked on the Magic Mike pod and the show live stream. If you guys got a chance, Michael, give us the breakdown real quick. I know you're not taking VQuist at 3 to 5. I don't even think you used VQuist at all. Kind of walk me through the race, the way you broke it down with Magic a little bit earlier in the week. And who would you take? I know you like the Millie Philly. Again, I'm not saying it right. But kind of give me your situation, your strategy, maybe some tournament suggestions, whatever you got going on. I'm sure there's a ton you could throw at us.
Yeah, I got a couple things going on right now, so I'll be a little all over the place while we're doing this. It's look, this is one of those races where VQuist is probably the best horse, but you have both the 3 and the 5 coming off long layoffs, which obviously is a chink in the armor here. You've already heard that this isn't the plan for VQuist. This is the starting point, the stepping off point, and that's a great time to play against the 3 to 5 shot. And I say that, and we just saw Got Stormy absolutely roll. So it's sometimes the horse is just better. But this is one of those spots where you often see unrealistic jumps in performance between the 2 and 3-year-old season, especially in fillies. Got a lot of fillies here who are talented, who are trying to stretch out, who are trying different things for the first time against a horse that, was 6-1 in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. It wasn't like, or the Breeders' Cup Juvenile fillies. It wasn't like she was this slam dunk 3 to 5 shot that won. So you're kind of have to say, prove it to me, especially at 3 to 5, especially first off the layoff. And a field that I think is pretty interesting. Kind of bummed that Hindsight scratched out the 9 horse. I thought that was going to be an interesting horse trying to get to the front. I do like Millie Philly at the price, especially more than I like VQuist, the 3 horse. For me, I think the interesting horses here at a number is the 6 Crazy Beautiful, who has consistently run decent efforts or good enough efforts to get the job done, who I think is going to be fully cranked for this race. And I think the 11 is kind of sneaky too, where you need a really big, unrealistic step forward. But lost to Shopper last time out as a favorite. It was a first time off a layoff. This is going to be the first time routing. I think this horse is going to show a little bit more speed than we might necessarily expect. And you're getting a huge number. I mean, that's really the main thing is if you're going to try and find a bomb, I think that's one of the more logical bombs that's on the board.
Yeah, Mike is Somo Bomb, so it wouldn't be him truly if he didn't come on and give us a couple prices.
I gotta have at least one. I can't just go,
Yeah, He's not Mike Chalk. He's Mike Sonderbaum. I should be Ricky Chalk. Aaron, I'll throw it to you. I'm not letting you use VQuest for the sake of just for the sake of the conversation.
Yeah.
If you had to pick someone underneath or one that at a price that maybe we should consider, which one are you leaning to? Which one would you pick? Obviously, I know you used VQuest, and anyone who bought the guide and have listened to us use VQuest. So I'm kind of throwing you off track a tad here.
No, that's fine. That's totally fine. Because we should just say don't use VQuest, don't use Milli Philly, because those two are the heavy ones. So let's try to find shots. And Samich, I kind of agreed with your thoughts. So that you said, if I've learned anything over the however many years I've done this shit now, McPeak at a price is so much better than McPeak when he's 3 to 5. Yeah, exactly. But at 9 to 1, Crazy Beautiful makes a little bit of sense. If this horse was lower than that, I wouldn't really want a piece of it. But at 9 to 1, this horse has back class. This horse has faced some of the top horses in the group, or in her group, I should say. It's enough at 9 to 1 for me to get interested in Crazy Beautiful. I am a VQuest fan, bigger fan, of course, than Samich. Samich, I listen to Magic Mike, and I know that you're pretty skeptical. I like her, and it's not. You made a really good point about the Keeneland track and how it played, and I agree with you. But I kind of looked at her more as a whole and thought she had good performances on other tracks too. And then I look at this field as a whole, and it's like, I do like Milli Philly. I was totally with you on that one. I don't love a lot of these other ones. And so that's why I kind of went to VQuest. It could just be a lack of creativity on my part, though. I'm first to admit it. It caught me big time with Performer. I didn't get creative, and that was a shitty race from Performer, and I kind of thought it was going to happen, and I was stupid enough to do it anyway. So that could be the same situation here. But anyway, long answer and a roundabout answer. The 6 is who I like as a price.
Mike, Mike, I was going to say, anytime I have a chance to make fun of Aaron, I want to give him the floor. I know you had a comment that you wanted to throw back at Performer. So what were you going to say real quick? Hop in on the Performer race.
Oh, I was just pissed, man, because I got 5 to 2 on my top pick on like the entire card that I singled up all over the place, and then I switched to Avant Garde in the tournament. And that horse gets bet down to 9 to 2, and it doesn't get up. It's just like that was a very frustrating race. A Performer looked done on the turn, and then kind of had a little something at the top of the stretch, and then just didn't care again. It was a very odd performance from that horse.
Yeah, it was a little weird. Aaron and I and Jared came on as well. We thought Performer was the horse of the weekend to lock in outside of Monomoy Girl tomorrow, which we're not going to get into. But we just said it through Saturday. We try to keep it, with constraint. We all kind of thought that it would be Performer. Real quick, Mike, what is in the glass? Is it the Calumet whiskey that you were talking about?
It is Calumet Farm whiskey right here.
Yes, yeah,
I found out this is actually not an expensive bottle. It's like $32. There wasn't a price tag on the shelf when I bought it because I went to get
not a good sign. Usually, no price tag means you get to the register and you don't know what you're getting into. Magic said, "What's the review?"
As you buy more liquor, you'll realize if it's not behind glass, it's not that bad. as long as it's on the shelf, you're not.
It wasn't behind glass. I didn't know. Okay.
So if it's behind the glass, that means it's over like $150, $200. If it's on the shelf, you'll be okay. You can survive making one financial mistake if it's a little too expensive. It's good. Honestly, I'm not a huge bourbon guy, but I am enjoying it very much. It's nice both on the rocks and off the rocks, depending on how deep you are into your drinking afternoon. So I would say this is a value play. This is like that 15 to 1 shot that you want to sprinkle underneath and maybe get a nice little place bet on. That's this type of bourbon where you don't have to break the bank and you still get a nice little use out of it.
Yeah, we'll go through a couple comments real quick. Everyone said that they loved it. Someone said Papa Dude is the shit. I don't disagree. That was awesome. Obviously, if you guys haven't gotten a chance, there's an article. It's long time ago. Aaron, I think that's probably Oklahoma sealing the win.
No, it's tied.
Oh, it's tied. Okay, so he'll have to give us updates. Oklahoma State playing in a basketball game. So he's giving us that. Vicky says, do you have any stronger opinions with Gulfstream? You know what? Let's save that question. We'll bring that up after this race. I think VQuest 4 to 5 is something we should really try to dive in. Maybe we'll give a few more long shots. I'm in on VQuest too. How about this? 15 to 1 or longer. So, Mike, I think you talked about another horse. So you can use that horse again. I'll go first. If I'm looking at a horse that's 15 to 1 or longer, not that we're playing this, but for this, we don't want to just keep talking about VQuest. Yeah, I'll take a shot and I'll say Happy Constitution. And this is the reason why. I might be nuts. Happy Constitution does it at 70 to 1 kind of seems like a price to me. And the dirt form isn't all that bad. And Aaron knows better than anyone. I think his name is Junior's #1 fan. His dirt form doesn't come back that bad. I think Hindsight would have been Mike's horse. Mike, I'll throw it to you. I know Hindsight, the 9 is out. So I'm going to kind of force you another one. I think you mentioned the 11. That was Penn Street. Am I accurate or am I?
No, I mean, if you want to get spicy underneath here, I mean, I think you could make a case for the 10 and the 11. The 10 Constitution, one of my favorite sires. This is going to be the first start of the 3-year-old season. I like that. She's never used LASIK, so you don't have to worry about that. Clearly a big jockey upgrade from anyone that's ever ridden her. I guess you could say Jose Ortiz, but that was actually a pretty good fourth, especially when you see how good Colima has come back and ended up being. Also, the dirt numbers aren't any worse than the turf numbers. So the horse clearly could handle both surfaces and could run well. I mean, look, if you like VQuest, I think this is a great opportunity to play like a $5 super, 3 with, and then put 3 horses underneath it. Go 6, 10, 11, or go 5, 10, 11, something like that. Put one of those 2 in. You get 1 or 2 of those bombs in the super, it's going to pay no matter who wins the race.
Yeah, Aaron, I'll throw it to you. 15 to 1 or higher. Current odds. If you need help with that, we can give you some current odds. 15 to 1 or higher. You have a $5 win bet, and then we have a guest that we want to bring on. 15 to 1 or higher. What $5 free win bet? Which way are you leaning?
Let me get to this. They're in the stretch of the Spring Fever at Oaklawn. Amy's Challenge has the lead, but Kamari is flying down the stretch. She's on the outside. She's taking the lead. She's up by about a half. She's up by a length. She's going to win by as much as she pleases. Kamari comes back to Oaklawn. First dirt performance since last time at Oaklawn Park. Is going to win this thing. It looks like Casual for Steve Asmussen will get up for second, but it's Kamari in the Spring Fever. All right. So
he likes the slop, huh?
She sure does. That was last year too, right? Yeah, you remember.
It's sloppy, man.
Yes.
Prince Rocket too. That's another good horse.
Yes, another very good horse. Yeah, I got excited. Kamari, good job. All right, so this race, 3 minutes to go. How about 3 Tipsy Chicks as my my long shot? 36 to 1, and has a great name. And honestly, I think if VQuest or Millie Philly lose this race, that will be the type of horse that wins. Somebody who just played their birthday numbers, somebody who picked a name because of picked a horse because of the name. I think if those 2 don't win, it's a very, very illogical, no way I could have had it winner.
Yeah. 3 Tipsy Chicks is Aaron. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance. We try to come on here and do like a draft pick 4. We didn't get a chance to do that. So I guess we could maybe does anyone want to try a draft pick 3? Maybe we could play it for like $5. Would anyone be interested in that? Mike, I know you have a lot going on, so if you're not interested, we don't have to.
Yes, I would like to bet on something. What kind of question is this? Come on.
We're going to go quick, though. There's 1 minute to pose. Right.
We got a guest, too. You're killing me, Ricky.
Oh, she's ready. Okay, first we'll do a late daily double. Sorry about that. We're going to bring on Dr. Miranda. We have a daily double. We'll play a $10 daily double. Dr. Miranda is going to come on now. We're going to bring her on. Dr. Miranda.
I've just been sitting out here for 5 minutes. This is the race I want to come on for. Holy shit, Ricky.
Well, we know the Wi-Fi in Kentucky goes in and out sometimes.
I fixed it, and I'm here now. God.
It is fixed. I think that's a Michael Jordan jersey.
It is.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
It's reversible, too. So I got it when I was 10.
Yeah,
maybe 6.
2 for the price of 1. All right, real quick, 12th race, 0 minutes to post. Which way are you leaning? Are you all in on VQuest? Are you going to give us a price or someone underneath that we should think about playing?
I honestly really like Crazy Beautiful. I mean, she has the class. She beat Travel Column early in her career. So I think she has a chance if VQuest kind of goes back. Another one I like is Curlin's Catch. So I like Millie Philly, but if something happens, I think Curlin's Catch and Crazy Beautiful have a chance here.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about Curlin's Catch, but Curlin's Catch has been on an absolute roll. Yeah, first Papa Dude, now Miranda. Yeah, you know what? It is a tough crowd, but luckily the 24-year-old still shining bright, literally and figuratively. It's sun in my face. Yeah, Curlin's Catch has been on an absolute roll. Came down from Woodbine. It's dominated. Gulfstream had made in special weight. Took a while. Got better. Curlin's Catch is a horse that we didn't really talk about. Aaron, I'll throw it to you first. Did you consider Curlin's Catch at all at 6-1, or not 6-1 when you were thinking about it, but now 6-1? Would you consider?
Yeah, you know, I included the horse kind of as in the underneath position. I liked that race last time out at Tampa, but at the same time, like all the horses scratched out of it. So it's like I'm really skeptical of what that horse actually is. How good is that horse? I'm not sure. But I'm a sucker for Curlin's, and, you know, she definitely didn't embarrass herself. Maybe she didn't face much, but she did get the win. Again, I don't know if she can actually win here, but I do think underneath that horse makes a ton of sense. And you know she's not going to be getting tired. We do know that.
Mike, I'll throw it to you. 6-1 might not be long enough for you, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Curlin's Catch, did you consider Curlin's Catch at all when you were handicapping, whether it was tournament, Somo bombs, your personal tickets, anything like that?
No, I'll go ahead and walk her into the winner's circle right here. I don't like Tampa form going into Gulfstream. Like, to me, that's almost an auto chuck. And that Suncoast didn't come back strong. The favorite actually scratched out of that race the day of. So, like, for me, I need more from a horse especially if I'm trying to like find a big time bomb. And Jose Ortiz hasn't exactly been riding lights out. And so there's enough for me against that horse that I want a bigger price. If that horse is showing up at 20-1, then we can talk about it. But to me, 6-1, getting the same price or getting a worse price than Crazy Beautiful, who's currently at 8-1, doesn't seem like there's a ton of value there. And there's a lot of pace in this race. And she seems to want to be close to her on the lead. And so I think I look at 3 Tipsy Chicks now. I think that's actually a pretty good call by Aaron, because the way that Dequith loses, the way that Crazy Beautiful loses, the way that Millie Philly loses, this sucker falls apart. And it's just a cloud horse, and you have no clue who it's going to be. And the 12 definitely could be that type of horse.
Yeah, Aaron talked about 3 Tipsy Chicks. That's what we do here. We pretty much give you every horse. I talked about the 10. Mike talked about the 11 a little bit, and then Aaron came on and gave us a 12. Dr. Miranda, they're starting to walk back to the gate. Are there any long shots that you would consider maybe 15-1 or higher? That's what we were talking about before. Or do you just not see a long shot that you would consider playing win money on?
I mean, if you want like an absolute long shot, I would go with the 1 Whole Bodymeister. If it can get the lead. If it gets the lead. That's the only reason.
Yeah, Whole Bodymeister did show some speed last summer. Hasn't really kept that going. Granted, the races got a little bit better. But yeah, Whole Bodymeister, I guess, is a long shot. You can make some sense out of it. They're getting into the gate. They kind of are halfway through the field. Anyone want to hop in real quick with final thoughts? Anything they're seeing odds-wise? Anything they're rooting for? Mike, any tournament stuff? Anybody want to hop in? Final thoughts as we hit the gate? Anyone?
Yeah, 6 or 11 wouldn't suck for tournaments. That'd be okay.
Anyone else? Dr. Miranda, I know you were in a tournament. Aaron, are you in a tournament today?
No, this week has been way too hectic. I have not been able to get in it. But note for the website, everything's going great now. So yeah, probably tomorrow I'll be in them. But I couldn't risk it today. I couldn't concentrate enough.
Yeah, it sounds, he didn't have a lot of time on his hands, I guess, trying to handicap a tournament from all over the country.
Well, here's the deal. You handicap a card, that's great. But when you do a tournament, you have to handicap it all over again. So
totally different beast.
Yes, yeah. So, here's my card. Here's the horses I think can win. Now, here's what do I need to do to win this tournament. It's so different. And you have to dedicate, and you have to re-handicap. So, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, we're about in the gate. Dr. Miranda, any final thoughts before they break from the gate? No?
No.
Crazy Beautiful has no interest in going in here.
None.
I never understood why they keep showing this front of the gate angle like this. I'm not a fan of it. So I hope someone at Gulfstream's listening. Mike, real quick.
They generally only do it for the mile races, and it's way back in the chute.
Right, because it's hard. No, I know. I'm just complaining.
But my guess is this is the best camera angle we had.
Yeah, I'm just complaining. And there they go. They break from the gate. It's kind of tough to see, I'll be honest. I'm trying to call it for everyone. It's kind of tough to see.
Basically, Vequist broke well. That's kind of the only news, right?
Right. So there's one Dr. Miranda was talking about. Hold Bodemeister out to the lead. Going to show or heading to the front there. I believe that is maybe the 6th. That would be crazy.
Adios Trippy.
Yeah, there we go. Adios Trippy along. Well, there's Curlin's Catch tracking in 3rd, and then we have Vequist tracking 4th, about a half length off. Then we got Millie Philly tracking in 5th along the rail there. But it seems like these two are trying to get away. There's the one Hold Bodemeister doing her best, but Adios Trippy not going to let her get too far away. I have to be honest. Vequist getting.
I don't think
a little bit.
Comes a little bit.
Vequist is starting to move now. It looks like the one Hold Bodemeister still has something left, but Vequist is going to get punched.
Here.
Millie Philly had to check hard.
Yeah, Millie Philly's out of it.
Here comes the 11, 80 to 1.
Here, this looks like a Hold Bodemeister looks pretty strong on the.
I was going to say, is this horse going to win right here?
So here goes Hold Bodemeister.
She's gone. She is gone.
She is gone. 50 to 1. Hold Bodemeister. Crazy Beautiful is going to track 2nd. It's going to be competitive speed for 3rd, and I think the 11 is going to get 4th. That's Penn Street. This is going to be
Miranda. Did you bet it?
No, I didn't.
This is going to be one of the biggest superfectas on one of the biggest days, trifectas, the whole shebang. If anyone had the 1, please let us know, because that was incredible. 50 to 1. How fantastic was that? Dr. Miranda, congratulations to you for not betting 50 to 1. First note. Second note, good call, though. You said if the 1 can get to the lead, Hold Bodemeister, watch out. And she did get to the lead. She even took some pace pressure early on. Real quick, because unfortunately you have to answer this question. Why did you like her if you were picking long shots? What made you intrigued? Was it the pure pace angle? Was it maybe breaking from the rail? Was it Edgard Zayas? What were your thoughts when giving us the 1 Hold Bodemeister?
Well, like 3 or 4 of these horses were in the Ford Gal, the G3 last time. And this is the race I did the preview on, so I was watching all the old races. And Hold Bodemeister didn't break out and didn't do well in the beginning, but then at the end, she was closing and she almost caught Lady Traveler and Zagel, I think that was her name. But I really liked this horse because if you looked at her past performances, if she got out first, she went gate to wire. So she was a long shot. I didn't play her, so I didn't win any money, but
yeah,
hopefully somebody did.
It's always nice calling 50 to 1 and not having any money on it. Jared says, ha ha. Jared, anytime you want to hop on, bring the kids on. This is a family show, as Aaron proved earlier. Someone said they had the horse.
Go. Someone's there.
There. Yeah. Well, let's just say, for the sake of the show, we're happy we didn't do a $5 pick 3, because I don't think anyone would have been that crazy enough to put the 1 on the ticket. If we had a $5 pick 3 to the 1, I think we all would have been jumping out of our seats. But Edgard Zayas, Juan Carlos Avila, real quick, I'm going to kind of go around the horn here. Aaron, I'll start with you. Just initial thoughts, whether it's Vequist, whether it's Crazy Beautiful, whether it's Millie Philly, just any first initial thoughts as we break down this race right here.
Well, a few things. What did I tell you guys? If somebody's going to beat, if it's not the 3 and the 5, it'll be somebody that is almost impossible to get to. Now, Dr. Miranda did prove that wrong, because she did say, about this horse. So give her all the credit in the world. But that was a very hard result to get to. And as Magic said, a 50 to 1 over a 9 to 1 over a 50 to 1 over an 80 to 1.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
189 to 1 in the Super. I don't think I've ever seen that like the aggregate odds of the 4 horses being that high without like 150 to 1 like ridiculous horse. Like all 4 just bombs away.
That's the thing. You could have gotten to the 6. We talked about again, Dr. Miranda had the 1, but you could, to get.
I said the 11. The only one we didn't have was the 7.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair. The 7 was the key to my whole race watching, because I'm watching Vequist and the 7 is just blows right by her, and I'm like, oh, okay, well that horse isn't moving. And then Mike, you pointed it out, Millie Philly checked, and that was it. Wow,
I want the 5 back. The 5 was starting to go and just got absolutely shut off.
Yeah.
Second off the layoff, she's going to be a ton better.
Real quick, Mike, before I throw it to you, does anyone know what the fractions were off the top of their head? Does anyone remember it? It didn't seem like they were going all that fast. Maybe they were, but because Vequist was absolutely horrible. Maybe if someone could give us the fractions before they show it, that'd be great. Mike, I'm going to throw it to you. Okay, Magic said they didn't post fractions. Well, okay, that makes sense. Mike, I'll throw it to you. Initial thoughts, reactions. Right, a horse maybe you want out of this race, a horse you want to fade again next time out. Anything, initial thoughts of this 12th race?
Well, you just saw the wedding for the one. Don't go to the funeral. Just right, like that horse is going to be 8-5, or not 8-5, probably be 8-1 somewhere in that land next time. Not worth it at 8-1. Vequist will be a lot better next time out. We talked about this before the race. They talked about the connections talked about this. This was a tune-up. This wasn't the end goal. I'm interested to see if we're going to get a pick 5 carryover, if we can beat one more horse here, because this has not been easy, even though you did have, I guess, with what's her face, God Stormy, it might be tough. And yeah, I want Millie Philly back next time because of that the check. I think that she had a little bit more run in her, although I'm not sure anyone beats this one horse who absolutely just took off when they turned for home. Like it seemed like everyone was getting caught, and then she just spurted away.
Real quick, the race is official. $107.60 for the win. The $2 exacta, $1,145. The 50-cent trifecta, $2,531. And the superfecta has not been posted. I will read that momentarily. So even those prices are just jumping up.
$14,000 for 10 cents.
There it is, $14,000. And if you had a $1 super, yeah, congratulations, $14,000 for the 10-cent superfecta. I think it's safe to say we wouldn't have had it. Yeah,
we do have a $17,000 super high 5 carryover we can bet into next race, though.
Now that
would
be
a fun group ticket.
That sounds like something we could sink our teeth into. Yeah, I've officially given up. I'm sorry, I'll do this live. I've said this before. I think Dennis taught me this last week. I'm officially done with Robbie Alvarado until he wins a race. So that was Crazy Beautiful. That's one of the reasons I didn't really love Crazy Beautiful, because I can't get Robbie Alvarado right. I'm not sure if he has a win yet at the meet. But congrats to Edgard Zayas for that one. Dr. Miranda, any final thoughts before we're going to attack a late daily double? Even Mike said we might attack the super high 5 as well. This is what we do. We're a betting show, gambling show. Dr. Miranda, any final notes since you had the winner?
No, I just think that race was a wash. Just clear it from everybody's mind. It's going to be all these horses are going to be different next time out. So it'll be fine.
That is fair. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We have a lot of time now. Santa Anita just kicked off their 4th race. Magic even told me earlier, holy cow, he says this was going to be chalky, and he's right. It's been chalky early on if you're paying attention. All right, this race is very, very good. The next one, it's the very one. Had anyone heard that? It's like the twice. I didn't. I thought people were like being weird. I'm going to call it the very one.
The horse's name was the very one.
Yes.
And the stakes is the very one.
Right. So this is like the very one stake. So yeah. Okay. So that might just cleared it up for us. Let's play. You know what? Let's do both. We're going to do the super high 5 and we're going to do the daily double. I think the daily double will be a little bit more interesting for us because we can go in a lot of different directions. So we'll play. How do you guys want to do this? Do you want to play 2 tickets, maybe like a 4x2, or do we want to lock in on a couple horses? I'll leave it up to you guys. What are you guys thinking? Does anyone have a true strong opinion that we can maybe start off with?
Mike, you're the best at structure. So how are we going to do it?
Okay. So
man, it's tough because we don't want to go to make it profitable. We don't want to go too crazy.
Yeah.
So I would say we probably want to either go like 3x1 or 2x2 and bet it for $10, one or the other. So either we say we're going to single a horse, which I don't think we're going to be able to, or we go 2x2 and try and get through it.
We'll go 2x2. How about this? We'll let Aaron and Dr. Miranda be a pair, and Mike and myself as a pair. So we'll let.
I like that. That's. Yeah. I'll take that pairing.
We'll let Dr. Miranda and Aaron go first. We'll take us out of it. I'll take myself and Mike out of it, and then Mike will come on so you guys can see us. And then we'll play it together, and you guys throw in your comments and things like that who you would play. So I'm going to take Mike and myself.
What are we doing, first of all? What are Dr. Miranda and I supposed to do?
No, you guys are coming up with one horse. Mike just said
settle. Just we can leave all 4 of us in. You guys got to settle on one horse in the 13th race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're 2 by 2. So you guys are up first. You and Dr. Miranda 2 by 2. So one horse in this race between the two of you.
Oh. My top choice was the 7. What do you think? Who do you got?
I didn't like the 7.
Okay. Who do you got? Marty?
We should have been partners, Aaron. This would have been easy.
We can go with the 7. I like the 3 and the 10.
Okay, hold on. The 3 and the 10. Oh, let's look at this. I would be okay with the 3. I would be okay with the 3 if you want to do it.
Well, we can do the 7 if you have a strong opinion.
Well, if Samich likes the 7, we might
Yeah.
set that one in there. So let's do the 3 then.
Okay, let's do the 3.
Okay, we get the 3.
Okay, so you guys are going to go with the 3, Antoinette. Mike, initial thoughts for you?
I would say 7 or 9.
Okay, 7 or 9. Well, I didn't. That's not who I was thinking. So that's fine. I do like Bacchanalia, and from after looking at it today, I think you definitely want a horse on the lead. So if I had to pick, you don't have to talk me off Chad Brown. We already know that. Let's go with the 7. I'm much more. Are you that much more confident in the 7 than the 9? Because after looking between the two, I am. I really like the 7 much more.
I like the 9 more at 10 to 1 than I do 5 to 1. And the 7 was my top pick. I almost singled the horse. So,
okay, so
I would lean 7 pretty heavy over the 9 if we were around the same price.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do because we're going to play for $10 anyway. So let's do that. We're going to go with the 7. So we'll go with the 3 and the 7.
Okay.
And then we'll go to race 14. That is the Fountain of Youth. Since we let you guys go first, we're going to go first. Mike, initial thoughts, Fountain of Youth, and then we'll throw it to Aaron and Dr. Miranda after we go.
All right, do you want to get crazy or you want to be logical?
Oh, I want to be a psycho. I want to be crazy. What are we thinking?
The 6, King's Ovation.
All right, not that crazy.
All 4 of you, or all 3 of you, look up. Miranda's like looking down. She looks up like, what the hell is this guy thinking?
Well, I'm still trying to navigate the sun in my eyes.
Prime Factor is the other. I think Prime Factor is going to run a lot better today.
I'm not using Prime Factor just like I wasn't using Uncle Chuck, so I'll use King's Ovation before I use Prime Factor. So if you want to go crazy, we can go King's Ovation. I'm just not using Prime Factor, so we can use King's Ovation.
Man, then we force them to decide between Greatest Honor and Prime Factor. I kind of like that spice.
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna go with
this.
Right,
6 King's Ovation.
Dale Romans, King Ovation.
Okay.
Magic has a good point. Aaron's not going to use Prime Factor either, so I think we might have just backed them into the corner of what they should do.
Well, listen, I am a team player, so I'll kick it to my teammate. What do you think?
I mean, logically, I feel like we have to go with them, but I like Drain the Clock a lot.
Really? Like Drain the Clock, like top choice a lot?
I have long shots. I don't go with chalk all the time. Like,
Well,
I've heard that the rail with speed is pretty good. I think we just saw that go down.
we can go Prime Factor, though.
We're
not
not
going Prime Factor.
We're not using Prime Factor. I got it.
No, it's not your time. It's not your time. Shut up. So it's just Miranda and I right now, actually. So we're not going Prime Factor.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I would rather do Drain the Clock. Was Drain the Clock your top choice, though? That's what I'm asking.
It was today in tournaments.
Okay.
But if we're gonna be logical, probably have to do the Greatest Honor.
If I'm saying I gave you $10, who are you wagering on? Who is it?
Oh, this is
I'm wagering on Drain the Clock.
What does Ricky not understand? No, this is my time, Ricky. You just need to be quiet for a second while we work this out. Okay. You would bet Drain the Clock?
Yeah, who are you betting though? I got to pick last time. You picked this time.
Well, here's the deal, though. Here's why I like the Drain the Clock factor of this, right? It's a double, right? So we need value. So, if it comes in Antoinette and Greatest Honor, is it really worth betting it? All right, we'll do Drain the Clock.
That's a $10 double right now. So no.
Yeah. What's the double Bacchanalia Drain the Clock?
34. So we get 340 back for 10.
That's who we're doing Drain the Clock.
All right. Locked and loaded.
All right. I'll throw that on the site. So for the sake, we are 3-7 in this race, and then we were going with Drain the Clock and King's Ovation next race. So I'll throw that up there in a minute. Yeah, so we are definitely not going to go short here. We're gonna look for some. We're gonna try to bring this thing home. This could be a really, really nice ticket. No one's using Greatest Honor. That's interesting. No one's using. Well, no one. I don't think. What?
I don't know if I've ever seen this. There are 3 9-2 shots and 3 5-1 shots. There's 6 co-favorites at 9-2 or 5-1. That's nutty.
And we're 13 minutes to post. It's not like first jump on the board. Like they're probably going to stick similar to that.
The 6 should go off the favorite based on will pays, but with the 1, everything is kind of jumbled a little bit because that 1 was such a big price. You don't have the same. You're going to have more variance in what the will pays are going to be compared to the off odds because it's the people who bet the 1 that are creating the will pays, which are a little creative in their own right at this point.
So that's our final 2 $10 daily double, right? Because I'm going to enter it 3-7 with. Okay.
3-7 with 1-6. Get her done.
3-7 with 1-6. Unbelievable.
The 7-6 pays $2,500 if anyone's interested for $10.
Yeah, I'll be interested.
Thrown away money like this before on stupider things. I mean, I don't think this is an impossible double. I really don't. If Drain the Clock goes wire to wire, which is after what we did, do you think Drain the Clock's got a better shot to go gate the wire than what the last horse did? I mean,
yeah.
You know, Greatest Honor's not like a beast by any means. Yeah, I mean,
not unbeatable. You're playing him off one race. We don't know how good that race was. We're assuming that race was good because of Prime Factor. Like that was the horse he beat in that race, right? There wasn't much else in there. So,
yeah.
We're going to.
All right.
What race is Oaklawn here? We're on race 9.
Yep.
I haven't handicapped Oaklawn, so I'll have to do it while we talk about it. But this has got to be a stakes race, right, Aaron?
No, it's a maiden special weight.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to get into that. So that's our ticket, race 13, $10 daily double, 3-7. What? What'd you say?
Just shut that door in his face. No, we're not doing Oaklawn.
No love for that Tis Now Rosario horse on the rail, huh?
Yeah. It's funny, you know, Oaklawn, you know, most people don't schedule their stakes and then follow it up with a maiden special weight, but Oaklawn does. It's like Saratoga when they have the maiden claiming get out race just after their biggest race on a Saturday.
Saratoga does that too with like the 25Ks just to get the traffic to be spread out.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I guess they don't want everyone leaving at the same time. Aaron, do we want to dive into Oaklawn a little bit? We have some time till. Oh, there's only 9 minutes. We don't have enough time. Let's get into Gulfstream. I thought we had more time. We were too busy taking King's Ovation. Gulfstream race 9. Obviously, we have the ticket. That's what we're going to play. That's what we came up with consensus-wise. I'll start with Aaron here. Aaron, who was your top choice, though, when you were putting the guide together? Who are you thinking that you were going to put on top? Who are you looking for to win this race?
We're talking about Gulfstream, correct?
Yeah, sorry. We're not going back to Oaklawn until the Southwest, until we get to the Southwest.
Okay, so Bacchanali's I put on top. There doesn't really need a whole lot of explanation. The horse definitely looked good last time out. It's an older mare for Chad Brown who's going to progress. We know that. Horse likes Gulfstream Park. Just a lot of positives, and then 8-1 morning line. We knew we wouldn't get that, but I think we were about where we thought logically. 4-5-1 is what we kind of thought we would accept on the horse. We're getting it. So I do like Bacchanali a lot. Dr. Miranda, I like the 3-2 that we ended up playing in the double. I really do. I think Antoinette's sitting on a pretty big race. And, I don't know. I think this horse is going to run pretty well here. This is another one I think is getting ready to progress and have a pretty nice season. So I thought the 3 and the 7 were definitely the 2 logical uses.
Dr. Miranda?
See.
Oh, yeah. You're up. Your horse, your top choice. Well, what were you thinking here? Obviously, we went Bacchanali and Antoinette. Who was your top choice when you were putting your tickets together?
Well, my top choice was Antoinette, but I really like the 10, and I know you guys don't like her, but I like Sister Hannah. I mean, she's been firing with her workouts, 47 or 1 minute, 1 minute. She's good with Corey Lannery. Like, I really like her. She's 2 for 5 at Gulfstream Park. Like, I really like the 10 for a long shot.
Yeah, no, I like the 10 too, Sister Hanan or Hanan. I'm not sure which way it is. Yeah, that's who I put on top. So I was a little disappointed to not get the 10 on there. But I also really do like Antoinette. Someone else said that they like the 10. Yeah, Mike said it at the very beginning. This race is completely wide open. I think, we're looking at the odds here. The 2, we'll go through them real quick. We'll just announce it before I get to Mike, and then I'll let Mike go with his top choice. Bellora 9-2, Antoinette 5-1. Tune comes in at 5-1. The 6, California Queen, making her United States debut 5-1. The 7, Bacchanalia 9-2. The 9, Mike Light, Warlike Goddess 5-1. So I guess people are listening to Mike. The 10, Sister Hanan or Hanan 10-1. Mike, I'll throw it to you. Are you really disappointed? Now I'm a little disappointed I didn't get the 9 Warlike Goddess on there because she's taking a lot of money.
I mean, look, the horse seems awfully dangerous to me, and I was 7-3 in that order as my must-use horses. I used the 6 and the 9 the next. I mean, look, Mott's got 2, Brown's got 2 in here, and if I'm using a Mott and a Brown on top, I have to respect the other Mott and Brown that are in the race. And when you look at Warlike Goddess, English Channel, 4-year-old, early in the season, there's logical improvement angles here that she could take a pretty big step forward and be really, really dangerous in this spot. And the fact that, again, Mott has this horse in here with Antoinette, who I thought was going to be your post-time favorite, told me that Mott likes this horse, so why should I be ignoring it? And that's one of the main reasons I used it. I had it in a lot of tournaments at 10-1. I don't love it here at 5-1. But look, I think if you have an opinion here, taking any stand here is going to be valuable because you have such an even odds board. To me, the 6 California Queen would be, of the favorites, the one I wouldn't use, just because it's. Look, when Brown's been cold. I talked about that quite a bit on the Magic Mike show. But I'm using Bacchanalia because I like the speed and I like the fact that Irad took them out. Gaffalion is not one of those Brown riders that you see all the time, and he's not the person I'd expect to get to get a mount of a horse coming over for the first time from Europe that's an absolute monster. I would expect that that's going to be one of his main riders so that they can ride them down here before going up to Saratoga and running the stakes races. So I respect the 6, but to me, that would be the one that I kind of leave off here. I heard a lot of people talking about the 2. I'm not on the 2 at all. Sounds like none of us are on the 2.
Yeah, so I'm pretty lukewarm on the 2. They did just break the gate at Oaklawn, so we'll get the results to you guys if you're following along, or you could do so.
I'm watching,
yeah,
so I can kind of tell you. Let's see, Tesla Will, of course, has the lead. And there's somebody on the outside. I can't see the colors. It's raining. It's nasty. The 10 is going to be your leader at the top of the stretch. The 9 is ahead of there, like five of them vying for the lead. 9 looks like about a half length ahead. I think the 9, no. The 9's starting to fade. Now the 10's re-rallying. These horses are garbage. The 13 all the way to the outside. The 9, the 10, 13's going to take it.
Yeah, I had the 9 and 10, so that was unfortunate.
AEs, man, they're dangerous.
Yeah, the AEs. No, that's a good point. The AEs. Yeah, that was actually a pretty good race, very competitive as well. As we get back to Gulfstream here, yeah, this one is really, really tough because I think there are a lot of ways you can go. I do want to touch on Mike's point that he brought up, which was a good one. Tyler Gaffalion is definitely Tyler Gaffalion is not Chad Brown's main guy for sure. So I think Irad automatically draws the attention for one, and I think that's reflected in the odds. We also really don't know what California Queen is because we haven't seen her since October in France. So it's not that long of a layoff, but we have a much better idea of what Bacchanalia is. And for anyone who's tuned into the Rocket Hour, Aaron is going to shake his head because he knows the runners that came from Belmont and Aqueduct coming to Gulfstream, they have run well. I've said that over and over multiple times. And I think Bacchanalia is just going to turn that 4-year-old form into good 5-year-old form. So I'm very confident in Bacchanalia. And we kind of know speed gate to wire. We saw Sayaf do it earlier today. We've seen some turf runners really be strong on the front end. Anyone want to add or take away from that point, or maybe talk about another horse that they're interested in that we didn't get to talk about? No one talked about Tuned, the 4 at all. We didn't really talk about Warlike Goddess a little bit. Sister Hanan. Anyone want to jump in here?
Well, I'll just say Mike and I handicap very differently, and a lot of times we'll have different horses. We have different kind of thought processes when we handicap races. We have the same 4 horses in the exact order as each other here, and that doesn't happen often, but usually when it does, it goes off pretty well, right, Mike? So I saw Sama Bombs this morning. I was like, all right, I think we're gonna be all right here. Actually, I saw him last night. I was cruising the site, but still, same difference. Yeah, so I think 7, 3, 9, and what was the other one? 6 in that order. That's how it's going to come in.
Ice Cold Super.
Yeah. The one I'm scared of, Samich, and I don't know if you agree or disagree, the 4. I am scared of the 4 here. I think the 4 could beat us.
I mean, honestly, anyone could win this race. I mean, that's the thing. Outside of maybe the 1, but even the 1 is not that ridiculous after we just saw what happened. And so to me, yeah, I think that you could go in pretty much any direction here. This is one of those races where I thought taking a stand would benefit you. Because if you have an opinion here, this is a good race to try and separate yourself. But yeah, I mean, yes, Tuned I thought was running well. You've got your boy Junior Alvarado up. That's obviously a positive. Grand Motion. Putting a horse in here is a good sign. I think he's not an overly aggressive trainer. So the fact that this horse shows up here means that it's probably going to run a decent race. But I mean, man, to me, like, look, I hate a lot of things about this 7, and I still keep gravitating myself toward the 7. Union Rags is trash on turf as a sire. Yeah. Here we are, where this horse has consistently run well on turf. You have tactical speed. You've got what Brown does best with a filly that's starting to grow into her own. You've got Irad up. I mean, there's just so many things about this horse at 4-1 that I like.
Yeah, Magic even chimes in and says, Motts and Browns, box them up and call them home. I think that would do a lot of people on this live stream very, very good if that were the case. Unfortunately, we were only able to go 3-7, which meant we were leaving half of them off, but hopefully it's the right 2, either 3 or 7. But yeah, again, the odds just really haven't changed. Mike said at the beginning, and as they're kind of getting ready to load up and get ready to hit the gate, that they're all the same prices pretty much. So Mike just said it. If you can find an opinion, even if you could limit yourself to 1 or 2, 1, 2, or 3 even, that would be fantastic, because we just made a case for, what, 7 of them, 8 of them? Dr. Miranda, is there a horse that we haven't talked about that you're interested in, or maybe you wish you could play, maybe put on our ticket, anything like that? Anyone that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, yeah. No, you don't have to. We don't have to make
it straight to the point. I mean, we already talked about most of them. I like the 10. I like the 3. So here we go.
Yeah, a lot of horses. We didn't. I think the one horse we didn't talk about was the 1 Lovely Lovely. Is anyone interested in Lovely Lovely? 30-1. Anyone?
Using in a couple live tournaments, I need to make some ground up in. So it's a stab horse.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Mike is, at this point, I don't want to speak for him, but at this point, he kind of needs Lovely Lovely to be lovely and to get him shooting up the leaderboards, because this will definitely do it for him. Much more than anyone else. Mike, real quick before they get into the gate, how are we doing tournament-wise today?
We're doing okay. I'm 16th of 85 for a BC seat, but you got to win the thing, so I need to pass 15 people, which is kind of tough. And I'm 110 in the NHC tournament, so I still need to make up some ground there too. But with 3 races left, I need at least a bomb here and something else. I got some qualifiers I'm doing well, and I actually would have done better if I stuck with my original picks and switching picks around in the live tournament, which is often quite frustrating, but what can you do?
Yeah,
Miranda, by the way, was dead on with the 10 horses workout reports, back-to-back B+ workouts and workout reports. Like, both of them are very solid. So the 10 has been drilling well over this turf.
Yeah, Sister Hanan was my top choice. That's okay though. It's one of those things where I think, again, you can make a case for all of them. Dr. Miranda, I know you were in a tournament. If that's still going on, how's it going? And
I'm in the same one as Mike. I mean, I was up to 48th at one point, and then if I would have used that 1, like I said on here.
How do you not use the 1 for tournaments? It's a live tournament. That's like the perfect horse to use.
I don't understand these. I'm not very good at it. The next one I'll do better. I'm learning.
We're gonna have to have a crash course on these live tournaments. That was like the ultimate horse to have there.
I
Mike,
know.
is it fair to say if Dr. Miranda had gotten that 1 home, and let's just say the 1 doesn't win here, and we're kind of logical, is Dr. Miranda NH now?
If she has no other dollars, that horse
I do have dollars. I have dollars.
She's got dollars. She's got dollars all over the place. But yeah, if that horse alone, what you get paid out there, would have put you in 40th place out of 400 people. Just the $64 you get from that win place.
Which
so
means
you definitely would be in contention if you had that horse.
She would have been in the lead, I'm guessing, right? I'm not looking at the leaderboard, but do we think she would have been in the lead?
No. 128.
What am I at? I don't even know where I'm at. I mean, I had 24 points.
There we
and
go.
Then if I would have had the other one, it's fine.
So she'd be top 10.
Yeah.
Which in itself, no matter what happens from there, would have been it would have been incredibly impressive to be at this late in the stage to get that price home 50-1. I think I'll speak for myself. I'm even more upset that you didn't put $2 on that horse after you just talked it into the winner's circle. All right, the very one. Grade 3 on the turf. We are ready. We are locked and loaded, ready to go here. I think we are all in the gate. And they are off. It was a smooth beginning for everyone, and it looks like Belle Laura is going to push to the lead with Antoinette tracking in second to her outside. The one, Lovely Lovey, is going to track in third, about a half a length to their inside. And then there goes Sister Hannon looking to press. She's going to be a little bit wide into the first turn, maybe 3-4 wide. And Lovely Lovey is going to try to press in between, but will sit off there. Then we have the 7, Bacchanalia, who's a Racing Dudes live ticket horse. The first quarter up in 23-4, all going pretty smoothly. Lovely Lovey does look a little rank into the first turn as she tries to situate herself. Then we have Tune tracking in 6, about a length and a half down on the rail, with California Queen, the European invader, looking to make their move. So they're making their way and completing the first turn here, and Antoinette is on top. And now she does a great job controlling that second quarter. They hit the quarter in 49 flat. Sister Hannon sitting in the perfect trip, hitting second. Then we have Belle Laura tracking in third, buying her time. Lovely Lovey to the outside, tracks in fourth. Will probably have to go pretty wide to get the job done here. Then Bacchanalia making her time with Tune tracking in sixth. California Queen has yet to make a move. 2 runners left to go. Antoinette starting to get pressed by Sister Hannah now as they start to make their way around the far turn. Belle Laura getting pumped pretty good there, but here comes Lovely Lovey with still some horse. Bacchanalia and Irad Ortiz start to get going, and there's Tune making a move through splitting 2 horses. Antoinette still on the lead, going strong, and Antoinette starts to kick clear as Sister Hannah tries to get her. Tune making up the best ground here. Tune striking to the second place. Here comes Antoinette, though, holding on. And here goes Antoinette. Antoinette gate to wire. I believe Belle Laura was able to track second. It looked like it was close for third and fourth between Sister Hannon and Tune, but Antoinette, the favorite, ends up going 7-2, and Antoinette is the winner of the very one. How did I do on my race call? That was my debut. I thought I did okay. I'll give my C plus.
That was smooth. And how Dr. Miranda and I, we got the first leg home there for us. So
yes, first leg home. I will give you guys the credit. All right. I'm going to let you guys go first and talk about this race because you guys did hit it. Mike and I went with Bacchanalia, who didn't run well whatsoever. But I thought Bacchanalia was, Mike, real quick, I thought Bacchanalia was sitting like the right spot. I don't think she had every chance if she was good enough, but turf, gate to wire, Antoinette. This seems to be the theme of Gulfstream's meet. What were we thinking? Antoinette, I'll throw it to Aaron and Dr. Miranda after. Mike, real quick, what were your thoughts on Bacchanalia and some of the other runners in here?
Uh-oh. I think he's muted. I think you're muted.
I was bummed the horse didn't fire. I thought that Bacchanalia was loaded around the turn, and that classic Irad, not moving a muscle, and the Chad Brown and the Clarovich Stables horse starting to move around. You're like, oh boy, here we go. And then kind of swung wide, took a bad step, and never ran a lick.
Yeah, I think Mike kind of summed up Bacchanalia. And he did it nicely. No cursing, no nothing, because that was a pretty poor performance. All right. Mr. Oklahoma Sooner himself, unfortunately, couldn't get the win today against Kate Cunningham and the Cowboys, but we're going to throw it to you. Initial thoughts on Antoinette and that gate-to-wire performance. Ended up going off as the favorite, and she was much the best.
if you watch Gulfstream and you've watched it all year, you knew Antoinette was about 1-9 midway up the backside when she's set in slow fractions on the lead, and she's a very classy horse to begin with. You knew that race was pretty much over, and my boy Junior Alvarado started to sneak up on tune, and I'm like, is Junior Alvarado going to beat me? Am I going to let that guy beat me? He didn't, thankfully. Antoinette had another gear. So listen, though, we were between, 3 and 7 and 10, and Miranda said, we're doing the 3, bitch. Shut up. And she was right. So, Miranda, you got the 3 home. Brag about yourself.
I mean, as soon as she was in first the whole entire, like at the backstretch, I knew she was going to win. Because if you look at her past performances, she goes gate to wire, she wins most of the time. And that's when she has her highest buyers. So I think it was a good race.
Yeah, no, it was a good race. You guys called it perfectly. And the luck, I shouldn't say lucky. The great thing about the ticket is we're alive. Whether it was Mike and myself or, and look at that, $290 to drain the clock, and King's Ovation. Almost $2,000. I'll be honest. The 6 comes in, I will take 0 credit, and I will give 100% credit to Mike because I don't like that horse. But I do like where we are here. We got through.
Hey, we're live for $2,000 for $40. Swing away, baby. We've seen weirder shit happen at Gulfstream.
If you add those up, so Mitch, what's it paying to the 8?
$120.
Yeah,
3 to 1.
It's not worth it. That's why I'm with Miranda on this one. Let's play the 1. I mean, you bet 40 in a daily double, you get 120. You want more return than that when you're playing a double, unless it's a strong ass opinion. Like I'm playing a $40 daily double and I got 2 singles, and I love the 2 horses. Then that's fine. But 2 by 2, we got to try to create value. So far so good.
Yep. No, you're dead on. This is a ticket structure lesson for anyone out there. Like if you're playing a $10, $12 double, you better not be going multiple deep in those legs. You got to go single, try and absolutely crush it. If you're going to play a 2x2 double, you got to find a way to find value. And the way to do that is to make sure that, like, this race is a great race to go 2 deep, this previous one, because the favorites went off at 7-2, and it's a competitive 9-horse field. The second race, you got to find value. You can't really play the 8 if you're going 2x2. Because playing the 8 at the price really reduces the value of the overall ticket. I mean, 3 to 1, we might as well just bet the 3 to win. We would have done 7-2. So it's like if you're going to do it, that you got to really figure out how you want to get to the numbers. And if you're playing 2x2, you got to find prices.
So what we're saying is we're proud of ourselves, even if we lose this. We're so proud of ourselves.
That was $40 well spent.
Yeah.
Real quick, we'll get to a couple comments before we head to Oaklawn for the Southwest. Magic said that Antoinette's ears are perked. Yeah, she looked, as Aaron said, she was 1-9 in the backstretch. Gate to wire on the turf at Gulfstream is a pretty solid bet. Our Stephanie says, nice call on that Godolphin runner. Thank you for that. Better race call than Slim. No, that's not nice. Slim is the ultimate race caller, so that's not nice. You need more passion on the call, a la Slim. Yeah, Slim is better than me. This was my first one. Jared does have the boys. We're still trying to get Jared on for the Southwest. Jared, if you're out there, we're like 10, 12 minutes or so.
Uh-oh. Is he frozen?
Magic. Wow. Magic says, Dr. Miranda and Mike Halterman have officially taken over. Yeah, if they want to come on and host, they can. All right. Real quick. We are going to Oaklawn for their feature race of the day. Let's get that comment out because they haven't taken over quite yet. I'm still keeping my job for now. The Southwest. All right. I'm not sure who has or hasn't handicapped, so I'll give everyone a few minutes. I know Aaron has. Aaron, we talked about the Southwest. You guys talked about on Blinkers Off the other night. We came on the Rocket Hour and talked about it. Initial thoughts, what are we looking at here? The one, Essential Quality, 4-5. Jackie's Warrior sitting right there, 6-5. Initial odds, thoughts, what are we thinking? Your choice, and how do we expect this race to play out?
Well, do you want me to bring on Papa Dude? He's ready, and he's ready for his as well. And it's kind of a tradition that him and we usually are at the Southwest, so maybe we could handicap it together.
Oh yeah, if we could bring him on.
Yeah.
Right. You know what? Sorry,
You're terrible.
No, I can't get to him. It's not letting me go down and get to him.
There he is. I can. All right, Papa Dude. We usually are there live at the Southwest, so we're going to take it over here for a couple of minutes. What's your initial thoughts?
just a little story. Remember that time we went and it was snowing so hard we couldn't see
Yep.
on the backside that day?
Yep. I
That
remember
was
that.
awesome. That
And
was awesome.
Remember, we put our name in for the President's Day drawing, and then we left. And so then the next week, the excuse that we told my mom was, we have to go back. Our name's in the drawing for $20,000.
Absolutely.
You know,
I believe we went back too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe we went back.
Yeah.
Well, you know me, Aaron. I'm a huge Steve Asmussen fan. He's my favorite. So I'm really pulling for him in this race, and I think he's going to win. I really do. Sometimes those 2-year-old winners, they don't come back and run as well as they did when they won the Breeders' Cup. So I'm kind of banking on that. Obviously, that horse, Brad Cox, is extremely good. Love the way he runs, but I'm going with Steve Asmussen in this one.
Yeah, well, you're right. I also remember Size Donut Shop. We sat there and we ate, and there was no traffic that day on Central for the Southwest. I was like, they're not going to run this thing. There's nobody here. So yeah, that was a good memory.
Yeah.
Listen, I think you're right. Asmussen here, he should get to the lead, and I think that's the big key, right? I mean, this horse should get to the lead, should be alone. And it's just going to be a matter of can the 1 run down the 4. Let me ask you this. You've been down there. Well, we've been down there together a lot and seen Bob Baffert win these races. Did you consider Bob's horse at all here?
Oh, you have to. How many times have we gone down there and he's shipped a horse in and we said, well, what is that horse doing there?
Yeah.
It really hasn't done anything. And then wham, it blows everybody out of the water. So you obviously have to check that one out. You have to. When you look at him on paper, hasn't done a whole lot. I mean, not like the other 2.
Right. Yep, I know. And you're right. Hopefully he doesn't win it, though. That's what.
Yeah, no offense to Bob, but yeah, we're not pulling for him in this.
Yeah.
One.
Well, unfortunately, I don't want to speak for Aaron, but I know Tough Luck Bob is definitely not. He's definitely rooting against Tough Luck Bob. Aaron, are you going to side with our special guest and go with Jackie's Warrior? Are you going to play devil's advocate and play Essential Quality? Who are you going to take?
Well, my biggest worry now for Jackie's Warrior, Dad, I don't. You can maybe remember more than I, but I haven't seen a gate to wire winner all day today. Have you?
No, I'm not, and I'm going with you. You said he's a speed horse. Now the other thing is, have both of them been training at Oaklawn?
No, they came up from the fairgrounds. Yeah.
Oh, that's that could be the difference too if he's been training. But Asmussen knows how to train him. I'm not gonna worry about that too much.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rick.
No, real quick. There's another Asmussen horse. That's not Jackie's Warrior. Any interest in Safa's Day? And it goes back to your point about training at Oaklawn. The last recorded work was February 1st. So we're not really sure how Safa's Day is going to run. Maybe the freshening helps. I assume it couldn't help at all, not running. Did he have any interest in Safa's Day maybe at a price?
Sure. He's got any Asmussen horse has got a chance. No doubt about it. The other one is it just seems like he's a lot better, I like, you guys, you go the price thing, and that's great. But I never have. Aaron can tell you that I'm pretty chalky.
Yeah, he's gonna probably bet a show on Jackie's Warrior here. That's what he's got put in.
Yeah, $2, I believe, is what I got on him. I like to cash tickets. That's my whole thing. What I like to do is get like 10 tickets in my hands. And everybody thinks, God, the guy's really good, and I go up and I might get $12 back.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
And I tell him give it to me, and I tell him to give it to me in ones. So I got a whole lot of bills. You walk around with.
There's another big Steve Asmussen fan, and I'm going to throw it to Mike Somich. He might be the biggest Steve Asmussen fan on here. You guys might have to battle for that title. Mike,
Okay.
What are we thinking? Mike Somich, what are we thinking with your Steve Asmussen affinity? Essential Quality or Steve Asmussen and Jackie's Warrior? What are you thinking?
This is one of those interesting spots. I think that Papa Dude brought up a very good point that the lack of gate to wire winners that we've seen at Oaklawn is a scary thing for Jackie's Warrior. At the same time, Jackie's Warrior clearly loaned speed here, right? I mean, the only other horse that could press Jackie's Warrior is the other Asmussen. I find it interesting that you do have Santana up on Safa's Day, which is the go-to for Steve Asmussen. So I do think the horse has some talent and shouldn't be completely disregarded. But man, I just, unless Spielberg decides that he's not terrible today, it's going to be interesting to see who can press Jackie's Warrior, because the instructions to Santana, who is, again, Asmussen's top guy, are do not press Jackie's Warrior. Let that horse go. And if that happens, and then you kind of have, we'll call Safa's Day a fullback to Jackie's Warrior, sending the one 4 wide and not letting the one out in the pocket, there could be some interesting race riding tactics here that happen as well. If I'm going to get a little kooky, which, I kind of like to do, the 6-horse Woodhouse, I think, is a little bit interesting. This is second off a layoff for this horse. I don't know too much about CR Trout. I'm sure I can find more about that from the Haltermans, who can tell me all about how good or bad that trainer is.
Good trainer.
I like the fact that Cabrera picks the mount back up. I did spend a little bit of time on this race. I watched that replay back. I actually think he had trouble. The horse was super green in that race, struggled to settle down. I like the fact that was over a muddy track. You've got a very good Tomlinson over the mud, and this is a closer. So if you're telling me the closers are doing well at Oaklawn, and I can get 19-1 on the 6, I think that's a little interesting.
Papa Dude, I'm going to throw it to you real quick. Mike Somich talked about Woodhouse. Woodhouse does have a race over this muddy track, which Aaron and I talked about all the time. Running at Oaklawn is very different than running from other tracks, so it's nice to have that experience. Aaron just chimed in with CR Trout as a good trainer. It kind of leads me back to Safa's Day, your Steve Asmussen angle, because he has a race here at Oaklawn. Did you think Woodhouse had a chance? Maybe a muddy start over this Oaklawn track. Is that one that maybe you should consider? You and Mike Somich can go in on it. 19-1.
Well, he's got a chance because CR Trout is a great trainer. He's not a kind of trainer that wins these kind of races, if you follow me on that. I mean, he's a Remington guy. If it was at Remington Park in Oklahoma City, I would probably lean to, he wouldn't be 19-1. Let's put it that way. That would be the only thing. And that's no knock on him. He's just not, he doesn't win these kind of races very often. Am I right, Aaron?
Yeah, no, absolutely right. And there's a good reason why. He usually doesn't have horses that can compete in these races. He breeds all his, he owns and breeds all of his horses. Correct. Yeah. So he's a one-man operation. Well, he has a jockey, but other than that, he owns them, he trains them, he breeds them. Exactly what Papa Dude just said there. It's a one-man operation, and he is fantastic with Oklahoma breds. He's fantastic at Remington Park. You're right. And it's just one of those things. If he wins here, it's maybe the biggest win of his career, right?
I would be at the top, I would think. Now, he's had some really good Oklahoma breds.
Yeah.
But he brings them to Oklahoma. They usually don't win. Yeah. And I think they're a little bit better than this one, but that's not a bad play. It could happen. Strange things happen on this kind of track at Oaklawn for sure.
Dr. Miranda, I'll throw it to you if you have anything you want to add about some of the horses we've already talked about. Or maybe there's a horse like Santa's Cruz or a Last Samurai that we haven't talked about. Anything you want to touch on that we haven't talked about, or anything you want to add to?
Nope. I think it's going to go to Jackie's Warrior. I think in the Breeders' Cup it kind of just wore him down, and that's why he didn't have the final kick. But I think there's a lot of lone speed, like Mike said. So I think he's going to win this pretty easily. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, this is definitely one of those races. On paper, it sets up as a 2-horse race. The odds indicate it's a 2-horse race, but we just kind of made a case for a few other horses. For me, I think my long shot would be Safa's Day. I really like the Steve Asmussen thing. It's always important in stakes races. Aaron and I have talked about this. If there are a trainer with 2 runners, you always want to consider the higher odds, because they wouldn't probably put that horse in there if they didn't have a chance. And to Mike Somich's point, Ricardo Santana is Steve Asmussen's guy. Joel Rosario is coming to follow Jackie's Warrior. So that was a great point by Mike Somich there. Papa Dude, are there any other horses that maybe we didn't get a chance to talk to that you might be interested in?
No, I don't. I didn't even look at hardly anybody else. I think we pretty much covered it. It's the two Asmussens, Brad Cox and Baffert. The others, I didn't see anything that would give me any hope that they could win. But how many times do we see two heavy favorites don't win? You know, it happens. So
Team Halterman, if perchance I wanted to throw in a late daily double, do you have any opinions on the last race?
Have you handicapped the last race?
Well, I would have to look that up at the moment. So let's see here. Oh boy, that last race is tough. Let's just throw all 14 of them in there with Jackie. Of course, it won't be 14. Let's throw all 12 of them in there with Jackie's Warrior and let's lose some money.
There we go.
I think the 8 is interesting in that race. I would throw the 8 in.
Beaver Hat. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him too.
What about the 6? I know he's got Louis Q. You're not a Louis Q guy, but
Yeah, I am.
you like Louis Q?
You're the one that doesn't like Louis Q. Don't you remember?
Yeah, I hate him.
That's right. Yeah, he's okay.
No love for the 14, Chris and Dave. That he's done me right before.
Well, I don't know that he's going to run. That's the thing. Is he going to run? Is he in? I haven't even looked that far ahead. I'm not like you guys.
Chris and Dave
run around here. You know.
Yeah, Chris and Dave is in. I was with
Spa City in. Is Spa City in?
No, Spa City's out.
Chris and Dave is another one of those. Yeah, that would be a pretty good pick, I think, Mike. I think that would. I've never seen you in my life, but I called you by the first name. So anyway.
Oh, hey, it's a good first name.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Ricky, I watched Gulfstream, the 13th race, just for you.
Oh, well.
Yeah, and I'm going greatest honor in the whatever that rinky-dink thing is they're running down there. What is that? Fountain of Youth, I think it is.
Well, you know, it's funny. Your son and Dr. Miranda, we did a $10 daily double. I
see this. Yeah.
Oh, there. Right. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So good. I could explain.
I don't know what it means, but I see it. Yes.
So basically, what they did, we each came up with two horses. Myself and Mike Somich came up with one horse. We did like teams of 2, and then we combined. So Aaron and Dr. Miranda took the 3, Antoinette. So they were able to get us into the second leg. So we have the 1 and 6.
I see. That's good. Yeah.
1 and 6. Yeah. So you could thank Aaron and Dr. Miranda for helping us get through. And if we get the 6 home, there's going to be a lot of screams and yells on this live stream.
Okay.
To simplify it, we don't have the 8 because we thought it'd be too short of a price. So
yeah, I know how you guys are. Yeah.
Well,
when does it ever go wrong when you got $2,000 on Dale Romans and Corey Lannery?
Yeah. So
oh gosh, yes, that's for sure.
Yeah, even my dad's like, "What the hell did you guys do? You played a Romans horse? Like, really?"
That's true.
Yeah, he thinks. All right, they're loading the gate, so this will be fun. I'll get to watch.
All
it.
right.
This is the first race we've watched together in a long time.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. There. Real quick, Magic says, of course, Magic's going to chime in with the California runner. Of course he does. What happens if Spielberg wins? Anyone want to throw it?
DQ 3 days later or 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I quit everything if Spielberg wins. All right, we're in the game. Here we go.
Aaron, am I calling this or you want to call it?
No, you call it. You did well last time. You can call it.
Okay, so this will be a lot easier for me. Field of 7. They're all in the gate, and they are off. It's a good start.
Hold on. I'm all screwed up here. Okay, I'm back.
It's a good start for Jackie's
I turned the
Warrior.
microphone off so I could hear the race. Okay.
Jackie's Warrior, good start, going to break out to the front there, and then it's Woodhouse. The muddy form is going to work out well for Woodhouse, and he's going to track second along about a half length off the lead there. Safa's Day is going to track in third about a length back or so, tracking third on the rail, going to save the ground. And then the last Samurai, 56-1, going to track alongside, I believe that is the 1, Essential Quality, who is established clear.
He's also rank on the outside. He's pulling.
Yeah, he is Warrior.
This 15's in a spot, man. I'm telling you.
Very, very ranked.
For the 6th.
Yeah, this is a good start, I think, for Jackie's Warrior. The 6th, Woodhouse, still right there, but Essential Quality, little by little, making up ground, going to move up soon into a closer fourth, going to pass Safa's Day for third. in a moment. Woodhouse still maintaining ground. Jackie's Warrior still looking strong on the front end. Hasn't been asked by Joel Rosario. Woodhouse now gets the call for David Cabrera, and David Cabrera will send him going. And here comes Essential Quality, who's starting to get pumped pretty good. Going to have to go 3 wide if he wants to win the Southwest. Here comes Essential Quality starting to make a move, and Spielberg starting to make a run from the back and forth. Jackie's Warrior looks like he's struggling. His face might be over. Here goes Essential Quality, and Essential Quality starts to pull away from the field. Spielberg in a track in second, trying to make up ground. Spielberg continues to make his move, but it looks like Essential Quality switches leads and gets the job done. Essential Quality gets the job done 3 wide at 4-5 as your post-time favorite. Spielberg goes for second. Then we have Jackie's Warrior holding on in third.
Yeah, you don't want to be anywhere near the pace at Oaklawn, huh?
Boy, yeah, he just quit.
113 and both horses just back up.
Yeah, they just quit. And I really think the pace or the track played a big factor in this. But Jackie's Warrior, I mean, I don't think he's going to win regardless. Like Cox is
No, I don't either.
Cox got a good horse here.
Let's get to this.
Really good.
Let's get to this comment really quick. Magical Spielberg, haha. Spielberg probably ran better. I was afraid we were going to lose Aaron forever at the far turn. Yeah, Spielberg won. Aaron might have quit the Rocket Hour full time.
No. I was quitting the whole website if Spielberg won. I said I am done if he brings that horse in and beats Jackie's Warrior in Essential Quality. So, and Dan, to your point, I pretty much thought Spielberg was going to win at the top of the stretch. I was like, wow, he's actually going to win this. So.
I did too. I sure did too.
Look, he's ranging up. Like he was ranging up like he was going to make a huge move.
Yeah, I don't want to cut anyone off, but we do only have 5 minutes to the Fountain of Youth, so we have to head down to we have to head down there. We'll get back to the Southwest. We unfortunately we just gotta get to it. Papa Dude, stay on. So I'm gonna give you the call of the Fountain.
I gotta go, guys. Thank you.
Go.
I gotta go to something. So thanks a lot, guys. I really enjoyed it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was great to have Papa Dude on. So we're back to the 4 of us. All right, real quick, 4 minutes to post now. Oh, this is quick. They're actually on the track. 3-5 with Greatest Honor. All right, we have our ticket there. We need the 1 and 6. So really, we're rooting for the 6 King's Ovation because that will just balloon things up. Aaron, real quick, initial tote board thoughts. What are we looking at here?
Well, kind of crazy. I flipped right back over here, and I hadn't looked at the odds or anything yet, and then bam, 3-5. Wow, unbelievable on Greatest Honor. I don't want any part of him at 3-5. Listen, he's my top pick, but he's really hard to bet at that price. Looking at the odds, I think Drain the Clock is the value play here. I really do. I mean, 9-2 is about right for him. And Samich, if you believe in Prime Factor, the angle you talked about 3 weeks ago when this horse lost, and you came on Magic Mike and said he'll be a huge price next time compared to what he was, and can't be that bad. 6-1, there he is.
Someone's got to win bet. If you give me 6-1 on this horse, it's like honestly 3-5 and 6-1. It wasn't that big of a gap when you think about should put a lot of work into Greatest Honor going into that race. That was his 5th start, 2nd time around, 2 turns. Prime Factor, we saw 1 race out of that horse. And then we went right into Great Stakes Company, right into 2 turns. And the horse was in position and looked very good and just got tired. And so the question is that going to happen again? Or is the horse going to progress? And often 2nd time going 2 turns is when you see that big jump. Yes, there's some epic horses that go 1st time around 2 turns. But look, that's not every horse. A lot of times you need that race to get the conditioning under yourself, especially if it's only your 2nd race of your career. So these odds were almost flipped last time around. I mean, Greatest Honor won at 7-2, something like that. Prime Factor was 8-5. And you're telling me 3 weeks later, the fact that Todd Pletcher believes this horse fits in this race, you're getting 6-1 versus 3-5. Even if you lose, it's the right bet in the long run.
Dr. Miranda, initial tote board thoughts. If you are getting a chance to look at the odds along with us, I can read some aloud. We have 2 minutes to post. Anything? What are we thinking here? Drain the Clock, 4-1. Right now, 2nd choice. Would you take Greatest Honor, Dr. Miranda, 3-5? Or are you looking elsewhere?
No, I would fade. I would honestly, if I were to do one, I would do a trifecta with Drain the Clock, Tarantino, and King's Ovation just to try to get a price.
Well, you'll definitely get if that were to come home, Greatest Honor were to miss the top 3. I think it's safe to say that you would be getting a price. And
I mean, we gotta roll the dice for $3. Might as well try. You mean?
Yeah.
That no, I don't disagree. Is there someone else trying to hop on real quick?
I saw Magic for a second, but he disappeared.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's weird for
You
some
got the
reason.
headphone on, so you think it might be coming back, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I can't for some reason. I can't. There's only like one group of. So if Magic comes on, please someone add him. I literally can't. I don't know what's wrong with my platform. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Greatest Honor. I have a feeling Greatest Honor won't go off below even money. I'm hoping. I think he will float up. Let's talk about one horse that's been really, really intriguing, and I'll let everyone kind of talk about him. And that's the 4, Fire at Will. We have no idea what Fire at Will is going to do here. Only has one dirt start that was in the With Anticipation last September at Saratoga. Anyone want to take a short win bet on Fire at Will? Aaron, Mike, Dr. Miranda, anyone? Fire at Will, 5-1?
I think the horse has a lot of talent. I'm just really concerned about this dirt for him. If you told me who's the most talented horse in this field, it might be him. I went back and studied this horse hard. I watched a lot of replays. I looked for any kind of sign that says this horse will like the dirt. Yes, I know he won on the dirt at Saratoga, but he really kind of looked like shit in that race, and that almost turned me off. He won on the dirt, and I was turned off by it. So I don't think I would take him.
Declaration of War out of a Kitten's Joy mare. It's turf, like it is. I mean, yeah, Declaration of War has sired a couple good dirt horses, so I don't want to completely dump all over Declaration of War. But this horse was bred for turf. Maker's better on turf. They ran the horse their entire 2-year-old campaign on turf. To me, that tells you that this is someone getting involved and wanting to take a stab and take a shot and see what you can do. And so, look, again, this is one of those at 20-1. I'd love to take a chance at Fire at Will, but at 5-1, and I can get Drain the Clock and Prime Factor at the same price, I'd rather go in that direction.
Yeah, that's a good point because for you guys who didn't maybe quite get what Mike said, he just described a ton of turf pedigree. That's what he did. So if you guys kind of missed that or weren't sure, yeah, the one dirt star, I watched that With Anticipation. I'll be honest, he just didn't beat anyone. I was hoping, I went through every single runner in that race and said, maybe one of these turned out to be a good dirt runner. They just didn't. So that's fair. I forgot who said it. I was looking up something real quick. It just kind of looks like Fire at Will. They're really pushing for this horse to be on the Triple Crown Trail. That's what it kind of feels like. Like, yes, this is a turf horse, but we're going to do it. We're going to push him. Dr. Miranda, I know you didn't include Fire at Will, but at 5-1, maybe the price floating up a little bit from 7-2 on the morning line. Any shot the Fire at Will at 5-1, or are you not interested?
No, because the only time it was on the dirt, it was a sloppy track, and it was against 3 other horses, and it barely won. So I don't think, especially at Gulfstream, he's going to do very well.
Yeah, but other than that,
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I do want to talk about Fire at Will. Just to Aaron's point, I do believe that this is the most talented horse in the race, and I don't even think it's close. This is just not he in terms of long term. I do really love Fire at Will. This is just not his surface, and I don't really think he's a Triple Crown horse. Let's try to dig into some prices here because there are a few. Anyone? I'll go one by one. Double-digit odds or higher. How about that? Double-digit odds or higher. Aaron, I'll start with you. Anyone intriguing to you? 10-1 or higher? Anyone?
I'll say King's Ovation because I'm kind of rooting for that horse to win. So we win $2,000. So I'll say King's Ovation. I don't know. I mean, not really. The problem is, the heavy favorites beat most of these horses, and the horses that are below 10-1 would be the ones you might think could turn the tables on them, and you're not getting any of those prices. So I guess, yeah, sure. King's Ovation, 30-1.
Mike, any double-digit odds? No, you're going to say probably King's Ovation. Is there anyone else we should maybe keep an eye on?
I don't think you can completely dismiss Tarantino the 7 or Pepe 2 the 10. They went off at 5-1. Tepa 2 went off at 5-1 in the Holy Bull, and you're getting 45-1 today against a very similar field. So just from a value perspective, that tells you that there's something there. And the horse ran pretty well. And I mean, no, he didn't run great in the Holy Bull, but look, when it goes from 5-1 to 45-1, there's some intrinsic value that just lives in that anyway. Tarantino ran second in that race, 8-1 morning line, 13-1 today. I think 30-1 on King's Ovation is better than either of those, simply because I think King's Ovation is actually going to enjoy the stretch out in distance, and there's going to be pace for him to chase. So I'm hoping he can come flying late and that Lannery rides the rail and gets this horse home. But I mean, to me, I think that this is probably a 2-horse race, to be honest. I think it's Prime Factor and Greatest Honor that are the 2 most likely winners. And after that, I think then you have the Drain the Clock, who's clearly that 3rd horse. And then from there, you can get a little sneaky if you want. But I do think the 6 is the best long shot.
Dr. Miranda, we have about 20 seconds. Any final thoughts?
No, my long shot would be 7, Tarantino.
All right, so that is it. I would go Tarantino again, double-digit odds or higher. But I'm with Mike. I kind of believe this is a 2-horse race. And I do think Greatest Honor will win. 4-5 is not a price I'm interested. All right, excuse me. Fire at Will getting ready for the gate here, waiting on another runner to get into his outside. This will be his 2nd dirt start and his 1st on a fast main track. They are currently showing the 9, Tiz Tac Toe, 0 dirt starts for Tiz Tac Toe. Rajiv Mirage aboard. Former New York runner, now down at Gulfstream. There's the 5, Giraffalas, ran in the Holy Bull, but I'm not sure how much running he really did. Distant 5th by 17 lengths on Giraffalas, Javier Castellano. And then there's the 10, Papatoo. We didn't talk about Papatoo. Anyone interested in Papatoo at 24-1? I
like Papatoo's jockey. That's where it ends, though.
I would use him in the 3rd or 4th spot if you're playing tries or supers. I mean, I think the 1 and the 2 could absolutely collapse if they aren't good enough. And if they do, then it's bombs away under the 8.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And we have the 10. There goes Papatoo. We are in. We are ready to go. And we are live. Grade 2 Phasing Fountain of Youth. And they are off. And Drain the Clock bursted out of the gate like a bullet, and Drain the Clock is going to lead them into the 1st turn. So Subtle going to track there in 2nd, getting good position. And there's Fire at Will forcing his way almost through the 1st turn. They're 5 wide deep, and it looks like they're going to battle King's Ovation and pushing Tarantino out into the 1st turn. So they all settle 4 across the track right behind Drain the Clock, who leads them into the 1st turn. Then we have the 2, Prime Factor, sitting that perfect trip, going to let everything play out in front of him. And we have Tiz Tac Toe tracking behind them. Then we have the 8, Greatest Honor, and the 5, Giraffalas, and another 2 or 3 back to Papatoo. The 1st quarter up in 23-3 as Drain the Clock leads them around the 1st turn with Fire at Will, the turf specialist, tracking in 2nd, but Tarantino not going to let them get too far away. Now Tarantino will poke a neck out in front. Here comes So Subtle trying to make a move. Fire at Will already getting past, and they are around the far turn. Drain the Clock looking strong here. So Subtle, who's trying to make a move from 2nd, but Drain the Clock still looking pretty strong. Tarantino trying to make up some ground. Greatest Honor hasn't really got his best stride going, even though he's looking for racing room. Here's Papatoo. Papatoo now going to make a move and press his way into 2nd. Drain the Clock getting pumped now by Edgar Zayas. Here's Drain the Clock, who's going to hit the top of the stretch first. Drain the Clock. And here comes Greatest Honor, chomping away to the ground. Greatest Honor trying to catch Drain the Clock. And Greatest Honor goes right on by. Greatest Honor establishes himself. Jose Ortiz in hand at the end. And Greatest Honor able to go around the field and get the win. Jose Ortiz establishes himself potentially on a Triple Crown contender. Aaron is absolutely loving, I think, what he just saw. I think Greatest Honor did what he did. Aaron, initial thoughts. You just saw the race. Greatest Honor and Jose Ortiz get the job done, and even money. Your initial thoughts.
Like, open question for the people that were watching this race. Did you guys not think Greatest Honor was done? Like, he was backing up. And I thought, well, Drain the Clock's gone because nobody else is going to be good enough to catch him. And then all of a sudden, he's like re-rallying and winning. I still am skeptical about the talent level of this horse. I think Drain the Clock was starting to kind of slow a bit. But that was pretty damn impressive. I mean, that horse looked like he was going to get pulled up out of this race. I thought, holy shit. He didn't show up today, and then he wins. I don't know if that means that those horses just stopped or if he just decided, well, shit, I guess I'll start running now. I don't know. I thought our double was home. But that, I mean, I take away from this, like, I'm confused about what just happened. I don't think this horse is a Derby winner, but he's just kind of a cool horse.
I mean, this is definitely your best horse in Florida. I think we just found that out.
Here, we'll move it. Go ahead. Well,
I think it's definitely the best horse in Florida. I think that is what we 100% found out today. Drain the Clock definitely looked home and just stopped. I can't believe the money Drain the Clock took. It ends up going off of 5-2 here after being 4-1, 5-1 the entire time. Big race from Drain the Clock, but man, like you said, Greatest Honor looked like he was done around the turn. He was in traffic. He had to swing 5 wide. It looked like everything was going wrong, and Jose Ortiz basically had the training wheels on this horse in the final 16th of a mile. Like, he wasn't even really trying or pumping. He knew he had that one measured the entire time. So I'm not sure how good this field is, because this kind of makes me really think that Holy Bull wasn't good, because we'll break the news right now. Prime Factor sucks. So that's a problem. So we'll go ahead and break that story. And then you see Pompatu and Tarantino, the horses that we talked about, 5-1, and that ran second in the last race, run third and fourth here. So he kind of beat the exact same people with Drain the Clock, who we thought was a sprinter. So we didn't learn a ton about Greatest Honor here, except that he's the best horse in Florida.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Ricky.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. I apologize. Yeah, I know I was going in and out, and then the race call got messed up. Dr. Miranda, initial thoughts on the Fountain of Youth, Greatest Honor, able to sweep by the field. And as Aaron put it, we kind of thought Greatest Honor was left for dead. What did you think about that one?
Yeah, I really thought Drain the Clock was going to go gate to wire, and then Greatest Honor just popped up out of nowhere. So, oh well, it's fine. Didn't lose that much money.
That's, your point is absolutely right. I think that's very well put. He really did just pop out of nowhere, because I'm like, well, he's gonna hold off Papa too. Like, Drain the Clock, man, what a call! And then it's just like, who the fuck is that? That's really? I mean, I couldn't believe it. So,
yeah, no, Greatest Honor. It's weird. I think Greatest Honor. Oh, he's waving to someone again. I can't see who it is. Oh, there he is. Oh, and there he is. Look at this.
I got the whole squad with me.
Got the whole squad. I was hoping this was going to happen. We'll throw it to the boys, Jared and the boys. What did you guys think of Greatest Honor?
We were big fans of that, weren't we, Colin? Yeah. No, that was awesome. Yeah, I mean, both those races, you saw what was supposed to happen, right? And we were as soon as I told Cohen, as soon as that race was over, we were gonna hop on here. He went and walked into the office, so he's happy to be on air.
He looks excited. Cohen, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good.
Good. That's good. Did you have the winner there? Did you pick Greatest Honor?
He always picks the 8, so he had the 8. Yep. So
listen, the 8 looked good, buddy. Good pick.
No, those it was kind of funny, because both, for a second looked like Spielberg might steal the Southwest there, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to find a new business partner. And then there it's like, here we go. It's like, Drain the Clock is gonna do what we all feared, and he's gonna run away with this thing. But man, Greatest Honor. Both those horses today showed they're legit.
Yeah. What's he showing us?
Yeah. What's on the paper there? Greatest Honor for Kentucky Derby. Is that what it says?
Because my dad is the best handicapper at racingdudes.com.
Oh, I thought it said something about the Super Bowl. All right.
Probably a social security number. So
yeah, I know. Can we please edit that out?
If that's the case, put it closer to the camera. we have Magic on. Magic, I know you've been busy all day. And again, please, if you guys are listening now, please go to racingdudes.com and check out all the recaps because Magic has been on top of it. Literally, I'll say gate to wire. Keep it every stakes race, even that one at Aqueduct over the slop. I'm sure he's got something about it. Magic, what did you think of the Fountain of Youth? We just saw Greatest Honor kind of take the field pretty much by storm. I think you even had a comment earlier that said Jose put the brakes at the 16th pole. It looked like he was almost holding him back. What were your initial thoughts watching Greatest Honor cross the wire first?
But he was he went from dead in the water to like a dead clear winner in about 3 or 4 steps. It was incredible. Like he appeared out of nowhere and it was just big, powerful strides. And by the time he had the front end, I already saw Jose drop his hands down and start petting his mane. I'm like, and remember, this is they stopped at the 16th pole. There's still like another 16th of a mile he would have gone to if this was the Florida Derby, just like in the stretch there. So imagine how big that win would have been. This was that was something else. I thought the Essential Qualities race was good, but that was impressive. That was really impressive right there.
Yeah, no, you called it. Let's talk about a few of the other top contenders. We'll talk about Greatest Honor for the weeks to come, and then obviously Magic will have his 3 stars of the week. So I'm sure Greatest Honor will find his way on there. I'm guessing at some point. Maybe not. Maybe he'll have to battle with Santa Anita runners. Let's get into some of the other runners that didn't run well, Mike, and then I'll go to Aaron. Then I'll go to Magic. Excuse me, real quick. I want to get your thoughts on Prime Factor because you guys own this horse fantasy-wise. He just didn't show up again. What are your initial thoughts on Prime Factor? Mike, I'll go to you, and then Magic, you could take over from there.
I mean, I think he's probably going to win the Derby, but he's available for trade. If someone has Greatest Honor and wants to move him for Prime Factor, we consider it. Maybe throw in some like draft pick next year. No, in all seriousness, he's going to Dropsville, man. Like I want no piece of this puppy. Actually, that's not true. He probably could pick up 5 points for a claiming win in the next race. So maybe we'll keep him around for the 5-point, non-winners of one allowance that he's going to go into next time.
Yeah, disappointing to say the least. All right, Magic, I could see you're sitting on some thoughts. What are you thinking about Prime Factor moving forward?
I'm really confused what you're talking about fantasy. I'm not in any fantasy league. I don't know what you're talking about. This is news to me. No, I don't. I mean, if I was, I certainly wouldn't want a horse like Prime Factor. That's it's crazy that he was so heavily hyped after that one win, and everything about him said, well, this is going to be a next big star for Pletcher, and I don't know. I'm sure they'll have some excuse about he didn't like being stuck inside or he didn't like the kickback, but if you're even a decent horse, you have to overcome something like that and at least put in some sort of effort. If he even hits the board, I'd feel a little bit better, but I think he was 7th? I think he ended up crossing there. So yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, we have a few prices before I get to Dr. Miranda. We'll talk about a few others. The pick 4 finishing out $782. There's a pick. We'll get to the pick 5 now. Almost $4,700, $4,694.70. There is a small consolation, 4 out of 5, only $23.50. Mike, I think you were talking about a potential carryover, but there is none. 5,356. But you were talking about God Stormy, and then I think there could have been a carryover if we got another horse. But with Greatest Honor, God Stormy, not going to happen. But that was a potential. We were just trying to make some thought. Dr. Miranda, we don't have to talk about Prime Factor because I don't want to talk about this fantasy league that Magic claims he's not in. How about let's talk about another horse. Let's talk about Fire at Will. Fire at Will, the turf specialist, looked decent early on, but we were all skeptical. Do you have any thoughts on Fire at Will? I think we could say his dirt career might be over.
Yeah, I mean, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, not show up. So there you go. I mean, he's not meant for the dirt. He likes the turf. So I think they're going to go straight back to the turf after this race.
Yeah. Real quick, we'll finish this up. First of all, thank you guys for tuning in and staying on with us. This has been a fantastic almost 2 hours and 15 minutes. So thank you guys for tuning in. For everyone who has tuned in a little bit, a lot from beginning to the end, thank you guys for tuning in and staying on with us for this long. It's been a fantastic episode, live stream at Oaklawn. Real quick, I just want to go around the order before we wrap up. Are there any horses outside of Greatest Honor, any horses that anyone's interested in having back. Mike, I'll start with you, and then we'll go to Aaron, and we'll just go in order. Mike, anyone you're interested in moving forward, whether it's the Triple Crown Trail or maybe someone along this 3-year-old season?
No, not even a little bit. I mean, I feel like the winners of these 2 races were the only horses that are top tier horses. Drain the Clock, I think. Look, that was pretty much as good of a trip as you're going to get if you drain the clock. You have a short stretch. You break from the one post, so you don't have to cross over. You have an easy lead, and you still got romped, right? So, and like Jackie's Warrior, same thing. You break, you're up front easy, and you get beat badly. Like, I think the 2 horses that you want out of these races are the ones that won, and I think it's going to be tough to beat them. And if you're going to play against them, you better be playing a new shooter, not someone that they just trounced, because I don't see enough for them to turn the table on anybody here.
Aaron, I'll throw it to you. Any outside of Greatest Honor, anyone you're interested in moving forward? Are you throwing this field out?
Is this also our final thoughts, or do we have one more final thought? Because I do have something that not related to your question, but
no, there's their final thoughts on like the whole and things like that. Just for this race, is there anyone you want out of this one?
I think Drain the Clock is going to be pretty good at the 6-7 furlong level. I would go ahead and play him back if he was in that. I don't want him going 2 turns again. Certainly don't want him going longer. But, if he shows up in, like Woody Stevens, something like that, maybe he's a factor. He ran okay, but no, other than that, no.
Real quick, to Aaron's point, yes, a sprinter, maybe the Amsterdam. Can he show up at the Amsterdam? That would be Saratoga. We're always talking Saratoga here. Magic, I know you're busy, but real quick, and okay, sorry. No, I get that sign. He's doing something. Dr. Miranda, anyone you want out of this race? Anyone you're interested in moving forward?
Sorry, I keep muting myself because my psychopath dogs downstairs will not stop barking. So, no, there's nobody in this race that I would like moving forward.
Real quick. Okay, we'll wrap it up here because we've been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Aaron started with me at 4:15, and we'll wrap up. Any final thoughts on the entire day, whether it was the Southwest at Oaklawn, Gulfstream Park? We'll go in order. If Magic has a chance, he'll hop on when he can. Mike, any final thoughts? Maybe turf, gates, wire, Gulfstream we should continue to see. Any final thoughts or anything you're looking forward to as we kind of progress in 2021?
I mean, final thoughts for me. The gate to wire stuff at Gulfstream is kind of annoying, but you got to give some love to Gulfstream Park for this card.
Yep.
14 races. You had one turf race with 5 horses that were 9-2 or 5-1, 7 graded stakes. Yeah, it was tough, man. It's a tough track to hit consistently, especially on a day like this when you have large fields with good horses. But this is what you want when you are betting horses, is competitive places where you can have an opinion. If your opinion's right, you get paid that day. And Gulfstream Park came through that in spades. Also, shout out to Oaklawn for just running. It looks like a shit show there. I have absolutely no interest in being at Oaklawn Park right now, and they've gone through a lot of weather, so it's good to at least see the horses on the track there. I need to see them going around in a circle and doing their thing. So I think, this is one of those situations where you got to just be happy we're doing this and that we got a great card from Gulfstream that Oaklawn got off. And I think we saw 2 very good horses today, 2 very good 3-year-olds. So it'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward.
Yeah, and the other one he's talking about is Essential Quality, who ran in the Southwest over a muddy track, is being generous, I think. Aaron, any final thoughts? Oaklawn, Gulfstream, any trends that we should pay attention to?
I think if we're talking about the Kentucky Derby, I want Essential Quality. I thought that was a really nice performance from him. And then if we're talking about, hey, who's a horse that's just really cool that you like to root for? It's Greatest Honor for me. I like horses that do shit like this, where it's like, oh shit, he's gonna get pulled up. Oh shit, he's gonna win in a blink of an eye. I mean, that was just cool. He's a cool horse. A trainer that is so easy to root for. Shig McGahee, one of the best. I'm very happy that he's got another good one here. So, happy for Shig. Happy that this horse won. That was fun. Overall, here's a lesson. And listen, you should always be trying to learn. No matter what level you're at, when it comes to this game, you should always try to learn things. I was against Essential Quality when I opened the past performances big time because I thought Lone Speed, no way, thought a horse would be able to catch Jackie's Warrior. But this is why you do more than just look at past performances. You go back and you watch replays. Essential Quality had the ability to sit close, and he sat pretty close today. Was he on his throat latch? No. but he was able to sit close. So to me, that was enough of a factor to think, well, if he's 2 lengths behind when they turn for home, he's probably going to get Jackie's Warrior. Now, anybody could have caught Jackie's Warrior today, but I'm just saying, ideal situation, he had the early speed to track a loose on the lead leader if that's what the setup was. And listen, he has the running style that can win the Kentucky Derby. Greatest Honor does not. You don't see a lot of horses come from last, or not. He's not going to be last, but 15th and win. Essential Quality can sit the trip. So for me, that's kind of what I took away from it. And sometimes you have to just choke down favorites in these bigger races when they're there, because the simple fact is Essential Quality and Greatest Honor, they were the 2 horses that just didn't have the question marks around them, and it worked out that they won today.
Yeah, for me, it was a combination of what you and Mike said. The fact Oaklawn even got to run today is the most impressive thing that I saw. And it's not even close. It has nothing to do with the horses. It has everything to do with the people that work there and the way that they were able to get this track even running, because it's just crazy. I'm watching the last race now, and it looks like a mudslide everywhere. So thank you guys. It had been a long time since Oaklawn had run, and on one of their biggest days, they were able to do so. That's my takeaway from the day. Essential Quality, I don't have to get into it. You did it for us. Magic, do you have time to give us final thoughts? Yeah, Magic. We're gonna go to Magic now. Final thoughts on a great day of racing.
I like that Aaron always used to, I'd say, when we would get done with these, he would say, who's your Kentucky Derby pick coming into this? And I kept saying, every time I'd be on his live ones, I kept saying Essential Quality. And goddamn, I feel so vindicated right now. Oh, man, that felt good watching him. I didn't think that was his best performance, but that wasn't supposed to be. I thought that was a really strong return to the races, and it was really nice to see that he didn't have any layoff concerns like Vequist did. I think being able to train at Fairgrounds was great. So that also, because of that, it gives me a lot more faith in Monomoy Girl if I didn't already have it going into tomorrow's card at Oaklawn. So it'll be fun. Again, like Aaron says, I'm just got to eat chalk in these, but when they run like that, easy money.
Can I piggyback real quick on something Magic just said? I was not that big of an Essential Quality fan, but enough people that I respect were Magic, John White. It's just like, yeah, I think I'm going to be wrong on this. And so I changed. And again, you always need to be learning in this game.
Dr. Miranda, final thoughts? Oaklawn, Gulfstream, anything? There you go. Okay, you're good. No, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not following the Derby trail that big because I've been doing the Oak stuff with Magic. So I just want to say the fact that Mille Fuel got checked, and I think she could have won if she wouldn't have got checked. I think you guys should watch out for Malathat whenever she does come back out to be a Kentucky Oaks winner. I know she hasn't been training lately, but if she does come back, I think she could be the Oaks winner.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that, because I was still skeptical of Malathat, but I know Magic is really high on Malathat as well. So that's another one to keep an eye on. Anyone else want to add any final thoughts? Any last tidbit before we sign off here? Anyone? Nope. All right. Well, that'll do it from us. Hey, that's fine. I gave final thoughts. Just wanted to see if anyone else wanted to add something real quick. Someone said Speaker's racing dude. Probably Jared. Speaker's cornerback in training, but may not make the Derby. Preakness maybe. Yeah, that's obviously.
I was just replying to somebody in the chat had asked about on YouTube.
Oh, sorry. So that was Magic. That wasn't someone. That was Magic.
That was me.
Yeah. Again, everyone, speaking of Magic, please go check out racingdudes.com and find all the recaps, replays, news, analysis, quotes. And yes, as a matter of fact, if you want to hit the exacta and his koozie, Magic will probably be up till 3 a.m. my time trying to get these done and get quotes done. It's a big day for him. So Magic, even the fact you were able to come on at all is fantastic. I know you're a busy man. Thank you guys again for everyone tuning in. It was a long show. We're 2 hours and 23 minutes in. So thank you guys for tuning in. This was, who wants to add, Greatest Honor. Yes, Steve, Greatest Honor was a winner and did so impressively. For me, real quick, Aaron and I talked about Jose Ortiz. Buy some stock into Jose Ortiz because he's still a really good rider. I said that the other day. But thank you guys again for tuning in. Hopefully my debut as a host was a good one. That's the biggest thing I took away. Hopefully Aaron and Jared will let me do this again sometime because I had a lot of fun. If not, then I had a one and done debut. Yeah, we'll see. Mike, if you're still alive in any tournaments, good luck. If you're not, then I know you'll be back.
No, I crashed and burned in the mains, but hey, I qualified for 3 more tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Back tomorrow.
You know what it's like? It's like you're building up, but then you get knocked down, and then you can go right back up again. You could be in that same spot. Yeah,
it's a classic horse racing lesson. I did well if I didn't change a damn thing in the live tournaments, but I changed. So all the tournaments that were pick and praise, I qualified. The live tournaments, I did terrible in. So trust yourself.
Before if anyone else is playing a tournament tomorrow along with Mike or anyone else, please give us a shout out. We'll be rooting for you guys. I had both the winners just wagered large on both. I assume greatest honor and essential quality. Yeah. That's what we're referring to. Steve says we love Ricky and Amanda. No, Ricky and Amanda. Miranda, Amanda, thank you for coming on. No, it's Steve. It's Miranda, Dr. Miranda with an M.
It's like America, but with an A.
Yeah,
he's a top golf right now. He's probably drunk, so that's
different name. But you got the Ricky part right. So no, without further ado, thank you guys for tuning in. There'll be plenty of stakes action, Triple Crown coverage to tune into later on the website. Monday, Aaron will have some stuff going on Monday. He'll have a Triple Crown update. I think his top 20 runners. And I think Aaron and I are going to put a little tutorial about the website on as well. So stay tuned for that if you guys had any interest. We know the website is brand new to everyone, so make sure you guys there you go. Way to go, Dr. Miranda, in the Michael Jordan reversible jersey, no less. Without further ado, everyone enjoy your Saturday nights, and please stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you guys on another live edition. We'll be on the Rocket Hour Wednesday. I know Mike's got his recap with Magic. All over, plenty of coverage. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.